Warning: the following episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind contains explicit language and adult content. The thoughts and opinions stated on the show are reflective of AJ Orsini and his guests exclusively. Seriously, guys, the show's called Uncensored. If you got a problem with bad language, I really don't give a shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're now listening for the 100th episode. You've heard this man speak 100 times. Here he is, Orsini, the man, the myth, the legend. Ow!
The Land Frank White Homicide, and you're listening to the 100th episode of the Orsini Uncensored Mind. This is a celebration. Let's get it. Brah.
For over 50 years.
Hey, Twitter world, it's me, yours truly.
And you put Owen Hart's picture right there on the deer's ass because that's exactly where it belongs.
I used to have a female dog, and that bitch did everything I told her to do. Now, damn it, get out! Oh, that's get out! The pipeline is heavily improved. Give me a fucking mic!
Here is a man that has not only turned it around 180 degrees.
Are you a god?
Peace and love, peace and love.
A happy 87th birthday today to Barry McCockiner.
We're not planning a hit. Welcome to the big time, because we're already here, and we ain't going nowhere. Do you dig what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
This is Ronnie Burton from the Kings of the Ring, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Fucking Mind.
This is Mrs. Orsini, and for you, it's been 100 episodes, but for me, it's been a lifetime.
100 episodes from my daddy's show!
You're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind. And now your host, AJ Orsini.
How the hell is everybody out there? This is your boy, your main man, your jive soul brother from another mother. This is your host of Orsini's Uncensored Mind, and I am AJ Orsini, and I am wondering now, how, after everything that has been going on with Area 51, with everything that's been going on at the White House, how has the government not yet stepped in and put an end to this charade known as a quasi-pro wrestling podcast hosted by AJ Orsini? But we have somehow managed to defy not only the government, but the gods themselves, and we've stumbled and pulled our way into the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind. I would like to apologize right off the bat. Facebook, the Fabi-book, yet again, not cooperating here and not letting me start on time, but that's okay. I'm going to give you I'm going to do for you guys the same thing that I do with my wife. I'm going to give you the best amount of energy that I've got in the smallest amount of time possible, guys. So we're going to get to all the topics here. I made mention of 5 controversial topics. I'm going to tell you right now, we're short on time. I may not get to all 5 based on how these conversations go here today, but we're going to get through as many of them as we can. And I am not alone. I'm here in New Jersey, in the studio, and I am yet again surrounded by guests here. Not a round table. We're gonna sit here and have a full-on fucking discussion. We're gonna tackle the topics that you pricks out there always keep telling me I'm too pussy to hit. Well, I ain't too pussy. I'm fucking pussy tonight. We're doing 100 episodes. I got the guy to my right, the maestro, the wizard of my Oz, okay? He is always helping me out with these live shows. He is back yet again, Mr. Stephen James, back in the house. How you doing, Mr. James?
I'm doing great. I'm really impressed by your singing voice. If the podcasting thing doesn't work out, can we start a barbershop quartet or something?
Well, we could definitely start a barbershop. I don't know if I'm interested. We can get the hair thing down if that's what you want to do. But
well, the hair thing's already gone.
Well, that makes two of us, but we've got two luscious haired fellows in front of us here. Actually, one of them cut it by choice, I assume.
Yeah.
Mr. Joe Pombo.
In the flesh.
He's here. Mr. To Be Seen is in the house.
Being seen.
Being seen. As a matter of fact,
on the scene.
We're doing double duty here. He's with me again tomorrow for some real work. This is the fun stuff. We're doing real work tomorrow, but I can't disclose that information. And the other member of my panel here today, he is, if he had a vagina, he would have been my wife a long time ago. He is my work wife and husband, depending on how you stand in 2019. Everything is included here. He's been through everything with me, and to be honest with you, he's one of two people that if not for them, I wouldn't be in the industry. And that would be the feature presentation, the authentic, the one and only Hollywood Brandon is in the house with me here. I had to put all of them in. I literally put all of the monikers in.
It's great to be here, Orsini.
We were doing Gilbert Gottfried before. So Facebook wasn't cooperating. So Steve was on the job here. He was working, and we had to make do with the time that we had. And apparently, with this group, Gilbert Gottfried is the way to kill said time. But we are here for the 100th episode. When you're not listening to Orsini's Uncensored Mind, the two gentlemen in front of me are actually have a show of their own. Comic Conversation is the name of that show. You guys can catch that on YouTube. It's its own YouTube channel. A lot of good shit. Like Vince would say, that's good shit. There's a lot of good shit on that. When you want real comic book conversation, that's where you go. If you're an MCU fan, I don't know if your feelings are prepared for the type of conversation that take place here. But I do happen, before we get into the pro wrestling stuff, I do happen to have two, maybe three, comic book guy over here, Mr. James.
Yeah, I'm a big comic book fan.
Well, as we all know, I know I just shit on the MCU fans, so before you turn it off, stay with me for a second, because they just announced Phase 4 for the MCU. A lot of new announcements, release dates, a lot of curveballs thrown at us here. I don't have the dates in front of me because I didn't care enough. But you guys, I've been busy. I've been doing a lot of shit. I got stuff on my plate. But I do happen to have the 2 or 2.5, 3 comic book experts in front of me. Host, Mr. Lewis, I will start with you. What was your shocking moment of Phase 4, man?
Shocking moment? I wasn't expecting Blade. I still don't know what to expect for Blade. I don't even know if he's actually part of Phase 4 as much as an announcement that, yes, we have some ideas. We have some ideas. We are definitely doing something with Blade. We don't know what it is. So that might not even be part of Phase 4. Maybe the most shocking or surprising, since you asked me a very specific question, that's definitely in Phase 4. The TV show WandaVision, that'll be on Disney+. As I learn more about it, it gets more shocking. Like, the setting is going to be taking place in the 1950s.
Oh, my God.
Okay. So, and it's leading right into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So whatever happens in that program specifically is going to be nuts. I'm excited for it.
When I saw that title for Doctor Strange, I don't know why, but House of M popped into my head. And I don't necessarily think that they're going to go that route, but elements from it maybe with the whole multiverse deal and Scarlet and the big thing, Elizabeth Olsen being in the film.
When it comes to Wanda and Vision, their entire history has so many elements from comic books that you could pull from, whether it be their wedding, whether it be their children, whether it be Avengers Disassembled, House of M. There's so much to pull from there.
Disassembled was dope, by the way.
Disassembled was amazing.
Yes.
Beyond dopage. Mr. Pombo, I gave him shocking, but there were a couple of announcements aside from Phase 4 Fantastic Four, X-Men, all things that they're pretty much now acknowledging, these are going to be in development. Obviously not for Phase 4. I have a much more broader question for you since he bitched about my specificity.
Do you like comics?
Do you read books?
I like the comics.
With the pictures? No, but X-Men. We just did an X-Men film. We've done
but nobody remembers it, so don't worry. Nobody saw it except
of these
for us.
fucking movies,
And that's all going to go away now.
Good or bad that we're giving this time to breathe, and
I think it's great.
Possibly, but is the reboot? Let's say we give it a year, 2, 3, 4 years.
10
is the fatigue too much at this point? Where even if we did kind of because we've already rebooted this once,
right?
So. This is now the second reboot here.
Well, Spider-Man, hello. How many times we rebooted that motherfucker? I mean, come on. We could definitely reboot X-Men a few times. And you know what?
A few times? Wait, you've got more times that you want to reboot this?
We can do it. Let's do it a few, like 5 more times.
I'm prepared for the one more.
No.
I feel like this is the second one.
But this is the second. This is the second. That's correct.
Yeah.
This is second reboot.
This is the second reboot. And then a third reboot, which is going to be fantastic because I'm going to nominate myself for Blob. And I'm gonna call the mouse and be like,
large.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
No, I know I'm not that large, but I just
he's
like the
not
character.
saying that because he thinks he's fat. He's saying that because he wants to go on the diet plan that would require him to play Blob.
Yeah,
and make money for
it.
Yeah,
babe, I have to eat this entire Caesars. Our rent depends on it.
Just
stop being such a selfish person.
Whole turkey leg.
So you do think that even when we come back to this, that there's still going to be...
It's going to be rebooted, and I'm all for it because though I loved McAvoy and I really liked Fassbender as Magneto, who's my favorite MC character,
He's the fastest bender alive.
Perfection. That was perfection.
See, the barbershop.
There we go.
More members.
We can cut the shit out of some hair. I'm all for it. Mr. James, Mr. James, Fantastic Four. Okay, this has been you want to talk about reboots. Now this has been dragged through the dirt and the mud here. I'm going to ask you a similar question for X-Men as I do for Fantastic Four. X-Men at least has had some level of success. If you look at the first Fantastic Four movies, there was a level of success there. The other one, we're not even gonna acknowledge.
What, the 80s one with all those crackheads?
Does the let's reboot that one. With the X-Men, there was a lot of success there, so it kind of died a death toward the end. With the Fantastic Four, do you feel like there's like nowhere else to go but up from here? Because that last one, my God in heaven.
The Fantastic Four is hard because at least the X-Men are based in quote-unquote reality on Earth. You know, it's more grimy. In order to tell a great Fantastic Four story, you have to go big. You have to do stuff like Galactus. It would have been perfect to have them involved or introduce them in with the Infinity War, with Thanos. Yeah. Like, at least peek them in. But it desperately needs a reboot. I mean, can we get the commish as Thing again?
I just saw him on the streets by my job.
The commish?
I was like, oh my God, Thing. And then he looked at me like, fuck you.
Of all the things
that I could think of, I'm like, oh shit, it's a Thing. Didn't like me.
He's like, I got a thing for you right here. Here's your thing right here.
Son of a bitch.
I'm with the slow introduction, though. I mean, they teased Doctor Strange for a little bit. They made me wait for that motherfucker.
They name dropped in Winter Soldier. Yeah, well,
they've been teasing Beta Ray Bill for
you know what? They teased those things because they weren't sure how people would respond, tease phase was very early on. They don't really tease a whole lot now. They throw shit on the wall and just assume at least 80% of that shit's gonna get over.
Have you guys seen Spider-Man Far From Home?
Yes, I have.
So the end with the Skrulls and all that. Like, do you think that where is that going? Like, do the end credits matter anymore?
I feel like they're using the Skrulls now. Like, whenever they write themselves into a hole, hey, that was a
Skrull
the whole time.
Fury, that was that dude.
Break in case of emergency.
Because at the end of that movie, like, I'm driving home and I started realizing all of the mannerisms and lines from Maria Hill and Fury throughout the portion of the film.
Yeah.
Even like little head nods that Maria did that are very uncharacteristic, and I'm like, oh, no wonder why, because it wasn't her.
It wasn't her at all.
Right, you bamboozled me, you sons of bitches. Listen, today is a very special day for me, not just professionally, but personally. 100 episodes is a milestone that a lot of podcasts don't normally get a chance to hit. I didn't think I would get downloads in the hundreds, and I have them in the thousands. I didn't think I'd get out of the United States, but I've heard in 25 countries.
Including Iceland.
No, I actually don't. I just got hungry. That was the last one. I got
too.
to 25. Not just the I'm famished part, but the actual people, the good people, actually, of Hungary who downloaded my episodes. Now they downloaded the LAX episode, so I'm sure that they might have been fans of LAX. If you like the episode, please come back and download some more episodes. But I was
looking for travel directions.
Probably. Yeah.
Is that the airport?
Well, you just lost them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you can take the airport, and when you do, you can listen to the show on the plane. So you can keep AJOUM.podbean.com if you want to go back to that. But there's so many people here that I wouldn't be here without. So throughout the course of the week, preparing for all this, I got a lot of messages from people, and I actually have some of them prepared. So that first one, if you want to do that for me, please.
Hey everyone, this is the authentic Brandon Lewis, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Breaker, the man mountain himself, Zero, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind.
This is the battle-born, wrestle-ready son of war from House of Glory Wrestling. You're now listening to the 100th episode of AJ Orsini's Uncensored Mind.
Hey there, what's going on? It's your boy, Joe Bullrod, and I'm here to tell you that you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind. And oh yeah, you know he's gonna blow your mind.
Hey, what's up? This is DJ Classic, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind. Salute, brother, and here's to 100 more. Elevator up.
Hey, this is Carlos Suarez calling in. You're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind.
Hey, this is Jose Torres, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is the Law Ray Ramundo, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind.
Hey, this is Uncle Monkey, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind.
Hey, this is William Turner from Queens, New York. You're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind. Congratulations, AJ, and here's hoping for many more episodes to come.
Yo, this is the Archangel, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind.
This is Hippie Oppenheim, and once again, you're listening to AJ Orsini's Uncensored Mind's 100th episode. Hopefully, Angry Orsini will make an appearance. Because when he's pissed off, AJ Orsini becomes Angry Orsini. And you'd like to see him when he's mad. He's funnier than hell.
Why does everyone like me angry? I left that one last on purpose because I wanted to talk about that. I was like, well, some of my best episodes, the ones that are the most downloaded, are the angry ones. The ones when I'm just full on fucking ranting, man.
People enjoy passion. If you're not going to be passionate about something, why bother?
Is it passion? Because
both.
Sometimes I think anger gets confused for passion. Because sometimes people are angry for the shits and giggles of being
But I don't think
angry.
that's you, with the exception of that one episode.
Yeah, there was one episode. I'm sorry. I was a little,
what makes me sad
pissed.
is like, behind closed doors when the microphones are off, you would joke and say, my friends don't even listen to the show. And once it was on Spotify, it was a lot easier for me to be able to listen.
Yeah.
And since I've been listening, I've not gotten sexy Orsini yet.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Sexy Orsini is, you guys got to start buying some more shirts if you want fucking sexy Orsini.
Hey, like, I know you record late at night with that bottle of red right next to you.
Oh yeah, no. A lot of my episodes, out of the 100, I've probably been intoxicated for more than half. I'm in the 60s on that. The later I do it, the less I'm intoxicated because I have work the next day. But if I have enough material to do like weekend shows, but first of all of my interviews are junked. All of them. My
might
guests
not start that way.
Yeah,
but
my guests, by the way, for the record, my guests are not. For some reason, I've bought alcohol for my guests for the shows and never drank it.
Really?
That is not true.
That is strange.
That's not. You drink? For the MCU episodes. That's right.
Oh yeah.
That's right. I was giving him a lot of shit.
I like how
He actually took offense. He took offense to the fact that I said that. Yeah.
I actually showed up with my own bottle too. So
okay.
I brought wine. He had wine and whiskey. It's like, this is the kind of night we're having.
This is it.
I'm going to sleep under your couch, not even on the couch.
The kids at work loved me the next day.
Yeah.
I'm a teacher.
That's the That's the friendliest that he will ever be with children the day after something like that. If we're about to get into the pro wrestling topics right now because we're against the clock, obviously we got a very late start here. We're gonna get into the pro wrestling stuff, but before we do, I want to make everyone completely aware. We're live on Facebook Live here, which means you can comment, you can like, you can share. A lot of people have shared it. Thank you so much for that. There is a phone number that I have for you if you want to be a part of this conversation, because I'm telling you right now, the shit we're about to discuss is going to piss you off. If you want to voice that opinion of yours, all you need to do is pick up your expensive ass cell phone, head over to 609-910-0687. That is the number to call to have your voices heard. If not, if you're in a situation where you feel like you can't call, you can still be a part of the show. Again, all you need to do is comment in the live stream, and you can be a part of this conversation. You can join. You can be guest number 5, 6, 7, or whatever the case may be. So
5,000.
Yeah, pro wrestling, guys. That is where my bread is buttered. It is where has brought me to the dance, so to speak. That's why I have balloons in my 100 picture, because it's a celebration, bitches. We're here to celebrate 100 episodes, and the best way that I could figure doing that is pissing about as many people off as I possibly can. So again, I told people I would have 5 topics. Chances are we may not get to all of them. As a matter of fact, just for the sake of conversation, I already know which one I'm getting rid of. So we're going to get not only the tip, but balls deep into this bitch right off the back here.
Just the tip.
The first topic we're going to discuss here as a group, and I'm going to start off with you, Mr. James, because I've got a lot of shit to get off my chest about this, but I'm going to let my guest speak first. So if you were looking for a little smidget of angry Orsini, you're going to get some of that in a little bit. But let's talk about fucking nostalgia for a second. We just left off here with Raw Reunion, left a bad taste at a lot of people's mouths for multiple reasons. We can get into the idea of parading the same people around, or just it's a ratings grab, whatever the case may be. Did you, Mr. James, sit through Raw Reunion, the whole 3-hour program of that?
I watched every single moment.
Every single moment.
Every single moment of it.
Thoughts, thumbs up, thumbs down, cheers. What was your takeaway from this show?
Thumbs up only because of this. I went into it realizing that it was an Elseworlds tale. It was a one-off. It shouldn't have been taken for canon in any way, shape, or form. That's when they're doing it well.
Right.
One show out of the year where they do the nostalgia thing and it has no effect on anything, fine. When you spread it out over a course of months, if you're not going to do a legitimate story where the nostalgic person you're bringing back benefits a young talent in some way, or pushes something forward,
like the 24/7 belt,
kind of.
Yeah.
If you're not going to do anything like that, don't bring them back often, but having them once in a while, or a one-off show like they used to do with the old school Raws, which are fun one-off things, that's fine by me. But if they're not going to do anything to take another talent and push a story forward in some way, shape, or form, I have no need for it. But it was just a fun little thing to have. That's all. It's kind of a throwaway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually a lot of comparisons to the old school Raws when they change the ropes up and they give you the old Raw logo.
And they brought that sexy saxophone theme back.
Oh, yeah. Sean Hayes.
Who doesn't want to see Byron Saxton in drag trying to get into Monday Night Raw like Bobby Heenan on the first episode?
Yes.
Can we do that?
Too soon, brother. He's at the funeral right now with his dad. Too soon.
I didn't even know that.
I know, and now you all feel terrible, don't you? You all feel like assholes. No, you didn't. You're good. You're in the clear.
No, it'd be a great moment.
But I'm better than you because I make sure everyone was aware of it. So if you were making fun of him at home, you should feel bad too.
I love Byron.
Everyone loves Byron except for Corey Graves. Pombo.
Hey.
Nostalgia.
I love it.
Are we about done with this shit, or there's still room for
No,
this
there's
stuff?
always room for as long as 80s can get you a BJ
So
these
glad
days.
he said that. Go ahead.
You can fucking keep going with the nostalgia. You rub the Geritol on fucking Hulk Hogan.
Rub them down,
Rub
shoot
them
them all
down,
up,
bring
get
them
them
out. Make sure Flair can woo down on the fucking Titantron. We're good. So,
Brandon, we were talking a little bit about this in the car.
Nope.
And on the car ride up, we shot like a pre-episode. We did 99.2 in the car ride over here. But you were giving me some interesting facts about the nostalgia idea, the idea of doing these shows. Can you run that back?
What I was saying in the car is, I think I don't want to say we're done with nostalgia necessarily. Nostalgia will always be a thing, but I feel like we're bringing back a lot of the same people. And now that we're in 2019, why don't we bring in some more of the ruthless aggression guys?
Ooh.
I feel like there's still,
that was the point. Different eras, right?
I would love to see.
I pitched
Carlito.
Rene Dupree. Yeah, he wants Carlito. I want a French tickler. It's been a while. I mean, not in that context of which you're thinking, but the actual wrestling move.
Can we get a double Davari? Come on.
Okay, yeah.
I just feel that we have this situation right now where, Cena seems to be him, Orton, Batista. If you look at WWE, they seem to be the only success stories of the Ruthless Aggression era. That's the way it feels like. We don't treat the Ruthless Aggression era.
Well, they are the most successful.
Yes, but
not the only successes. Yes.
But when it comes to like the 80s or 90s, we'll bring in Coco Beware. We'll bring. You don't have to be the very best from the 80s to show up on a nostalgia gimmick.
Yeah.
Why can't we just bring in someone other than the Boogeyman from that time period?
Who would you bring in then?
We spoke about Jimmy. I'd bring back Jimmy Wang Yang.
Yeah.
Bring back Jimmy.
He actually had a good idea about Kennedy as an announcer.
Yeah,
like ring announcing. Yeah,
from
special guest ring announcer, Kennedy.
But what I understand, nobody likes him.
Hey, listen, I'm sure his mom is very fond of him.
I like him, and I know people who like him, who have met him personally, who think he's a great guy.
Superstar Billy Graham and Jesse Ventura have both been against Ultimate Warrior, Bruno Sammartino. There's a lot of people who've been on the other side of Vince's happy place. And I'm sure for a one-off, just for a little, hey, here's an appearance. We still like you, pal. Want to sign your soul one more time?
Well, maybe the maybe the 24/7 title. Maybe you'll get your Jimmy Yang Wang.
I'm looking forward to it.
He'll beat Maria Kanellis.
I'm down.
So the funny part about that joke is someone's going to beat Maria Kanellis. Unless she retires Moolah style with that belt for the next 27 years.
What if it's the baby?
That's a good point. I was saving that. Technically speaking, is this the first co-24/7 champion?
Oh. No,
because there's a person within a person, right? We're doing this whole.
I don't think it matters.
Can you imagine being so awesome that you were a champion before you were born?
It's like a Russian doll moment.
It's easy. It's easy to celebrate these milestones about being a champion, but you don't think about the risks once you are champion, especially when you haven't been born yet. And when you're a fetus and you're champion,
when you're a fetus, that's a great start to
when you're a fetus,
you never knew you had.
When you are a fetus and you are champion, you run the risk of not running through anyone else who wants the title, but specifically Gene Snitsky might return.
Punting babies left and right.
Which, by the way, could have come back for a nostalgia show. Bring back Snitsky.
Why would you... Listen, it's been made clear several times. It wasn't his fault. Why would you bring it back?
It's true.
And he wasn't at fault. He's been cleared of everything.
Also, the reason to bring people back is to pop that rating too, partially. So,
which is my problem?
Who's going to bring it back?
Okay,
who's he bringing?
That right there. That's the perfect segue into what I'm trying to say. Did it pop a rating?
I don't think so.
Yes and no. It brought more people, but they immediately left.
But it's people that aren't going to stay.
Exactly.
Yeah, so what's the answer is no. It didn't really pop a rating.
Oh, that's Hogan.
That's my biggest problem with the whole nostalgia thing is because it goes beyond the WWE. Because I just love the fact that I said nostalgia and everyone. I guess it's my fault because I brought up Raw Reunion as an example, but everyone stayed in WWE. They are not the only ones guilty of this.
Oh no,
there are companies all across the world that parade the same fucking people over and over, and great for them because they're getting a payday. And some of these guys don't have the ability to do full-time work, so these little gigs, the conventions, and all that stuff is great. I'm not trying to take money off of anybody's plate. I'm done with the whole nostalgia show as a grasp because it's not a grasp anymore. I don't think people, like you said, the people who are tuning in to see this aren't fucking staying. And the people who bought the ticket to be there that night, remember, they announced Raw Reunion 1 week before it happened. Those tickets were purchased months ago, which means there's kids in that building who have no fucking clue who any of these fucking people are. And
who's that?
And I used to say kids. And I had this conversation with my wife as it was happening. I used to say kids because for a long while, I think it was during the Ruthless Aggression era, where they would parade the Attitude Era guys around, and it wasn't really that long ago. So the only people lost were the kids. We're in 2019. Yeah. There are grown adults who have no fucking clue who these people are.
Yeah.
That's why when you saw that little roll call of entrances for Sami Zayn, the only one that got a pop was RVD. who, because he was on TV like the week before, and
true.
and then
he
a bunch
smoked
of
pot.
people that you have to explain to them. If you have to spend your whole wrestling show leaning over to strangers to tell them who the fuck this person is,
You're not doing
you
good benefit,
wasted your fucking time. One of the biggest issues, and I think my rant is going to encompass one of the other topics we're going to talk about, but fuck it, we're behind on time. Let's go ahead and include it. There are no stars now. There are none. The system
there's
is
no draws.
the system is built to be a brand. They figured out, they took the ECW formula and made it a big thing. Because in ECW, no matter how many individual stars there were, ECW was the chant. They're a brand. You're a WWE superstar. That's it. That's why, don't you guys think that it's a coincidence that the minute a guy gets super hot, they immediately cool him the fuck off?
Yeah, they can't. They don't want them bigger than the product.
They don't want you. They don't want another Stone Cold. They don't want another Rock. You know why? Because those people leave.
Or
Rock
get
was at the
injured.
top of his game when he left. Sorry. Stone Cold was hurt. That was a different scenario. But there were a lot of times where guys were these great draws. They were these big things, and they either went to the other company or they were trying to use them as collateral to get a bigger payday somewhere else. They don't want to be in the middle of that.
Yeah.
So they would rather put themselves in a position where I'm going to use you as a commodity. You could be a high commodity for me or a low one. And if you're a high one and you're thinking about going somewhere else, I'm going to make you a low one. I'm going to lower your fucking rate as much as I possibly can because I'm what's most important. The McMahon's is what's important now. The logo, the branding, that's what's most important now.
The incentive is money. And here's the thing.
Yeah, take care of yourself.
WWE is still making money hand over fist with the
Right.
Fox deal.
Without
with the
a top
Saudi
guy.
stuff, without a top
Without.
guy.
No
So
Cena,
why-
no Hogan, no nothing.
Why
Right.
have one
Why?
who's going to split your pot a little bit or draw some of that money away when you're making that money anyway?
I see what you're saying, but I don't necessarily agree. Pardon my throat there. I'm sorry. A little bit
Pardon
of
your
raspiness.
throat indeed.
little bit of raspiness there.
The golden throat.
Okay, here we are.
How did it get golden?
But with showers.
With showers. There you go.
Wow.
Time and effort. Go ahead.
But I do feel that WWE wants that star. The problem is the star that WWE wants
Roman
is
Reigns.
not the star the fans want.
Right.
And they want... We can't have Stone Cold anymore because we can't have the cursing, beer-swilling guy anymore. That's not the product that WWE is creating
That's why
anymore.
Stone Cold never comes back. He can't be Stone Cold.
So when you have someone like Roman Reigns, who when I looked at him, I didn't dislike him immediately, but I looked at him as a member of the Shield. I was like, yo, this guy's a monster. He has tons of energy. He's going to be a great heel one day.
Yeah.
And they went the complete
He was a
opposite
heel, though, in
direction.
the Shield.
No, but
Briefly, yes.
It was like solo. He's
I thought as
That's
a
why I
so-
liked him the most.
I thought as a solo act, he was going to be like he's taller than everyone else. Like he's not
Great
a giant,
physique,
but
great
he's
look, Samoan lineage.
Yeah,
you know, the whole
tattoo.
I just thought he was going to be a great heel, and then they went the opposite direction and went to make him the babyface, and that's not the way anyone was expecting it, and no one was happy.
But it wasn't just
And-
the babyface turn. It was the way. The suffering succotash, the shake, the kissing
exactly.
babies
Wow,
and
yeah,
shaking
yeah,
hands.
yeah.
That wasn't what he was.
Exactly,
Believe
and that's
that.
the thing.
Believe that.
They want their top star to be and welcome and be.
There's-
I'm not saying they need to be John Cena
Yeah.
or Hulk Hogan.
Well, those never going to be a universally accepted babyface ever. Those days are over.
Yeah.
No, completely agree. But like, there's not going to be. You don't have to be Hulk Hogan, and you don't have to be John Cena. You don't have to be The Rock even. But we do want someone who is magnetic and entertaining. And
As a part of the ensemble.
And
That's the
right-
problem.
and-
not thrusted. They want 5 utility players to fill that same role
I
to
disagree.
equal one.
Because-
That's what I think that they're doing, though.
Because when Vince wants someone to be the main event, no matter whether you like him or not, that one guy is going to be the main event 12 shows out of 12. You know, the John, you know.
You'll have a lead horse,
see-
but the horse isn't that important.
See,
That's the problem. You'll have a lead horse, but as soon as that horse goes
John
right
Cena,
between the eyes and
John
you pull the
Cena
next
was
horse.
super important. Roman Reigns was super important. Unfortunately, along with fans not caring, because Vince doesn't care about that, because we didn't care about Cena either. But along with that, then you've got, okay, we've got to suspend you because you got a violation. Okay, now you're off TV because of cancer, leukemia.
And the machine kept rolling.
The machine kept rolling, but they need their star.
They just slotted Seth Rollins in there.
And
they stumbled back assward into Becky Lynch.
And I don't think either of them are doing what they want. They want someone to fill that role, and no one has succeeded. That's not, I don't think that's the company doesn't want you guys to get this high. I think that no one's
broken through.
But see, I can't agree with that because the evidence that I'm seeing on the television screen is telling me something different. Because I've seen guys get over monstrously. And then I immediately see the booking completely undermine all of that.
I'll agree with that too. But I don't think that's because they don't want a top guy. I think they don't want that guy as their top guy.
But see, that's...
Kofi Kingston won't
on
be
a
their
business
top
level,
guy.
that doesn't make any sense.
I agree with you. I'm not saying that I agree with.
Yeah.
I'm with you 100% there. I'm not
Just why
saying I
cool
agree
off-
with the whole method.
Yeah.
The method makes no fucking sense. But if Vince does not want you to be the star,
then
you
you're
will
not going to
be
be the star, right?
But that doesn't mean he doesn't want a star. It's just not you.
I actually don't. I'm sorry. I don't think they want a star. I don't think they want a guy to get so big that
I think
he
it's
becomes.
not as important. If it happens,
true.
Yeah, sure, great. But they're not going to your point,
Right.
AJ, they're not going to push it. They're not going to make it a thing.
They're not going to make him a priority.
Yeah.
Period.
Because they're still making money.
Even it, I think this is going to sound fucked up, but I think Cena ruined it for everybody because
That's fucked up.
No, but you jumped the gun. No, let me explain.
That's what they call a scene breaker.
You're
No,
welcome.
but I think Cena messed it up because Cena was Super Cena.
Yes.
Even when he was hurt, he was back.
Yeah.
He never left. Every plane ride, every country, everywhere they sent him, that he was there. He never questioned it. He never rocked the boat. I think in his later years, he started pulling the old veteran card because now you start to see him work with certain people and do certain angles. But before, when he was going all the way, he didn't
work with
question
anybody,
anything. He didn't, oh, you're going to work Great Khali for 2 straight periods. Fuck it. We're going to make magic, you know? So whenever the next guy comes along who goes, this doesn't make any sense, they look at you like like you're obnoxious.
Mm-hmm.
The worst thing for Punk was following Cena.
Yeah.
If Punk would have came before and followed Austin and not followed Cena, Punk would have been the megastar. We would still have him there today. But because
If
he
Austin
followed,
had-
because every top star was a pain in the ass and was a pain in the ass to Vince. The only top guy that kind of just rolled with the waves of the ocean was Cena.
Mm-hmm.
So once you're at Vince's age, and you've had all those Shawn Michaels wars and Bret Hart wars, and you get a guy like John Cena, you don't want to go back to fucking fighting another top guy after that.
Right.
You think you got a Roman Reigns is going to come into the office, hey, boss, I want to do this. Go fuck your fucking... No, we're not doing that.
Well, suffering.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, read this shit. Vince was right. Remember, Vince wrote
Yeah,
that
he wrote
promo
that.
for
Yeah,
him.
yeah, that's
Vince
why
was writing his own shit for him because he doesn't want to go back to that. He doesn't. That's why I said Cena ruined it for everybody. And the whole nostalgia thing, bringing these old guys back, is what I was getting to about the stars. The whole point of me bringing up the inability to compete or the inability to make stars. When you flatline everyone and you make everyone average,
50-50.
you know, like Cornette says, if everyone is 7 feet, you don't have any giants.
Right.
Right? When you bring up the high people to come down and you try to bring those low people up, the nostalgia act will only work but so many times.
Agreed.
I grew up with the
Diminishing
stars
returns.
that came out on Raw Reunion. I did not give a fuck.
I didn't tune
None.
in. I did not tune in at all.
Yeah, you see, you didn't even tune in. Exactly my point. I
The
didn't
only
care.
thing about it that was good, and to my point before about helping younger stars, was the Bray Wyatt Mick Foley thing. It was the only thing that I liked,
that
the
worked.
only way I liked the legend being used, because there's the correlation between, you know...
Mandible Claw.
Exactly. It gave something. There was something to develop Bray a little bit further. Everyone else was just out there to just... I don't know. Have
Legit,
fun.
my favorite moment of the night.
It was really good. It was really good, and it did everyone a good service.
It's not a secret to anyone who listens to the show and has listened if I've been on it. If you just ignore when I'm here, then it might be a secret to you. I don't watch much wrestling anymore. Orsini does not invite me for wrestling conversations anymore.
I live too far.
But that doesn't mean that I don't hear certain things.
sure.
So when you have this nostalgia show, and the things that stick out the most to me right now off the top of my head are the Bray Wyatt Mick Foley situation and the OC. Those are the two things I hear about.
Yeah.
And one of them makes me laugh.
The OC?
Yeah.
Because the TV show?
Yeah, it's just silly. It's just silly. And is that what you want your program to be?
They're
would have made
to
more sense had they started with Original Club for a while.
Yes.
And then shortened it down. To just go right to OC and graphics, it doesn't follow.
Yeah. They're trying to get the correlation of Bullet Club without having to do... They're being lazy with it, in my opinion.
But from what I hear, and once again, didn't watch the show, only going based on what I hear, it seems like they weren't even put over on that day.
No, they literally just appeared.
It
wasn't like we did like a Legends match or anything.
But I heard they were made to look like punks. Waltman said so. Xbox.
The 24/7 rule thing. A lot of the Legends were involved with that.
Well, he's talking about with the club how DX came out and then the NWO came out and all that, and the club
to made the OC look weak. Yeah.
And if that's what I'm getting at, it's like, all right.
But dude, it doesn't matter what year it is. The Click always looks strong, baby. Always.
But you don't have to.
See you on the 11th.
Look, Dolph Ziggler just super kicked Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, but he didn't super kick the Click. The group wasn't there.
I don't think Dolph can find
Shawn will do business together.
Well played.
Thank you. That's
if you guys want to join in on the conversation, 609-910-0687 is the phone number to call in. We do have a comment here on the live stream from Dave Bruno. Part of the problem with Cena, and you can see it with Ronda and the women's division, is that they failed to truly build the rest of the division.
Yes.
You can both of them be dominant. Okay, grammar. You can both be dominant and super, but not at the expense of the rest of the division, which was a great excuse 10 years ago. Yeah. They've had a lot of time to rehab that problem. Mm-hmm. That's they went one way. They made one guy super important and shit on everybody else. Now they went the other way. No one's important, and everyone is shitting on each other. Because it's 50-50 booking. As soon as one guy gets up, Sami Zayn was the hottest thing for about 2 weeks, and now he's wrestling 5 seconds in gauntlet matches. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense at all. I've got some more people that need to say thank you to me.
As they should.
No, let me rephrase. I have to say thank you to them. They are going to say some nice things about me. Go ahead, put me over.
Hey, this is Adalberto Cotto, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind.
Hey, this is Chrissy, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind.
This is the infamous Maddie Ming, and you have the pleasure of listening to the 100th episode of AJ Orsini's Uncensored Mind.
Hey, this is Ian Ali Melech, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind. Congratulations, AJ, you're the man.
Hey, this is the Nemesis Daniel Ortega, and you are listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind.
Hi, this is Jose Rivera, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind. You lucky dog, you.
Hey, this is Lily, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind.
Been knowing this guy for over 20 plus years now. Hey, this is Lorenzo Marshall, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind. Good luck, Ant. Wish you the best, man.
Hey, this is Pete, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind.
This is Von Douche here, and you're listening to a special 100th live episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind. You better fucking strap yourselves in and get ready for a good fucking time.
Hey guys, AJ Orsini here, and I am the host of Pro Wrestling's #1 podcast, Orsini's Uncensored Mind. How do I know I'm #1? Just gonna have to take my word on that. I'm Honest Joe here. I would not lie to you, and I'm telling you, 25 countries around the world here don't lie. I've been heard on every platform you can think of. I'm on iTunes, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher Radio, CastBox, Google Play Music, Listen Notes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. You can catch me on all social media platforms, and you can catch new episodes of Orsini's Uncensored Mind every Saturday, 9 p.m. That's right, folks, #1 in pro wrestling. You have to believe me, I am a voice on the internet. I am a voice on the internet, though. How wonderful was that commercial? I'm so talented.
Yo, that
All right.
music was the bomb.
It was, right? It was
Man.
good, calming sound. I like that. Plus, it's royalty free, so that's another. That's the most important.
Best one.
It's like
Yes.
butter.
It all sounds great when it's free. All right, we have another topic we're going to get to that's going to cross a few hairs. We got a few people pretty pissed off with the nostalgia thing. That's pretty cool. But for those of you who did not get pissed off enough, we're about to do some women bashing, guys. Hold on one second here. We're going to get into this. If nostalgia if me fucking with your childhood didn't piss you off, let's talk about your wife for a second.
As a
I'm
feminist,
joking.
I
We're not going to
disagree.
actually bash any women. As a matter of fact, my argument for this is quite the opposite. We're going to talk about some intergender action here. One of the topics here that was brought up to me by a few people, including producer Stephen James here. Intergender. As a matter of fact, we'll start with you, since you were the one that really brought this to my attention the most. The exact question that you asked me was, should it become a normal occurrence? Expand upon that. What do you mean by a normal, just every show now should just have intergender matches?
Should there be a blurring of the lines where there's less divisions, where the men and the female competitors, they compete against each other more often, where there's one title?
No, end of topic. So we go to the next.
Okay.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
You'd be surprised how many people say that's
I'm
the case.
all. Yeah, you would actually. I was very recently surprised. So I'm going to give you guys a quick story, real quick, of an experience I had at a wrestling show, because we had full-blown argument. We had I forgot which show it was. I can't remember off the top of my head. This was a while ago. This is back when I was doing this all the time, and we had an intergender match that led into intermission. And it got pretty brutal. The girl was taking a lot of fucking bumps. And we had two types of people in the audience. The match was actually so intense that when the match was over and people were doing concessions and t-shirts and shit, there was like a small group of people still fighting over this one particular topic. One side of it was, well, she's an athlete. She can do this. It's pro wrestling. It's all an act and all that other stuff. And then there's the other side saying, so let me get this straight. If a woman put her hands on me and I slap the shit out of her, I'm a pussy, I'm a bitch, I'm not a man. But if I book the match and Yakuza kick her in the fucking face, I'm the fucking man. Is that what you're saying here? So there was a lot of confusion amongst... In 2019, I mean, think about how far we've come with women's wrestling where this is even a conversation.
For sure.
Because it's kind of a 50-50 deal. People are like, well, I mean, they're also athletic and they're also athletes, but at the same time, you know, guys hitting women, it's not exactly the most PG thing in the world.
Still
Brandon,
very taboo.
Yeah, Brandon, you and I have called these type of matches before, even as commentators. It's a little... What should we be selling? Should we be calling it like a natural match? Are we selling it like, how dare this cowardly man hit this poor, defenseless 150-pound woman?
Have I called an intergender match?
I believe we've done it at Hog. We've mixed tag. We've done mixed tags.
Mixed tags.
Yeah,
It's a little different, but yeah.
Yeah, we would. People forget. Yes, House of Glory commentating team right here originally when it was good. Go ahead.
I have a weird feeling about this because on one hand, all right, pro wrestling itself is sports entertainment.
Right.
It is. There's no division.
We're past
of the
the
two.
idea of
They're the same.
right.
Now, sports and entertainment, two different fucking words. And as a sport, personally, I feel like there should be more division. I think that there should be a real ass cruiserweight division. And as we talk about, you know, when you think about some of the biggest stars in boxing or in MMA, they're not always heavyweights. I think that we should be creating more division. So
you're saying weight classes
for
wrestling?
Think, yes, not only there should be legit weight classes, and those weight classes should be treated like stars and not like they're just here to fill the 3-hour time slot.
Got it.
On the other hand, the entertainment portion, shit, everything's entertainment. You know, I read comic books. Superheroes, if they're women, don't give a fuck if the villain is a man, and if the superhero is a man, does not give a shit if the heel in this situation, the villain, is a woman.
It's true.
I play Street Fighter, you know? I play Tekken.
Chun-Li,
I play
baby.
these games. If I'm M. Bison...
The first intergender fighting game.
It's like if I'm M. Bison...
Beating the
I'm gonna
brakes off
psycho
Cam.
crush you. I don't give a fuck if you're Chun-Li or Rose or anybody.
Word, I've never been in a situation playing Street Fighter where my opponent has picked Chun-Li and I'm like, I don't know if I'm the opposite. I'm going to beat the shit out of this bitch intentionally. Like my mom yelled at me, so now I hate Chun-Li more. Come over here, motherfucker. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
You know, so that's really where the division is for me. Because from the sporting aspect, I think that if you want your pro wrestling presentation to look like a legitimate sport, divisions are important. And so I'm not very big on the intergender wrestling.
But is that what they want, though?
Well, see, that's the other thing. The question was posed as, should it be normal? I think
normalized, yes.
I think that if you are running a show that has intergender wrestling, go for it. I'm all for it. Great. But I also think that if another show like WWE or AEW, because Mr. Khan does not seem to be...
Hey, Tony. Call me Tony.
Yeah.
Saeed. My man, fuck Tony. I want to talk to Saeed. That's where the real money is coming from.
Mr. Khan, if you're
yes,
listening,
Mr. Khan. Yeah.
He's not interested in intergender wrestling.
You can tell
either.
we're not pining for jobs at this point.
I am referring to him as Mr. I'm ready to join.
But that's just because you're being respectful.
If you have a Kiss My Ass club, let me in. I will be the Regal to your butt cheeks. And
chapstick and all, baby.
But
coconut flavor.
But I think that if these
coconut. What side is he kissing?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I got weird fast. Go ahead.
If these programs don't want to put on intergender wrestling, I don't think they should be bashed for not putting on intergender wrestling. Fuck you.
I think it has to make sense first. If it's
my only argument, that's it. Go ahead.
If it's Awesome Kong versus somebody that size they match, sure. But you're not going to tell me that Sasha Banks versus Braun Strowman is something that's appealing to me. It's not. Right. It has to make sense to me.
Probably be appealing as shit to Braun. He'd be into that.
Well, if you're going to do that, you have to make it a one-sided mollywhopping. He has to
use of mollywop.
He has to.
I need more vocabulary like this on my show. Go ahead.
He has to beat the crap
I will
out of
fit in kerfuffle at some point.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
And see, it does need to make sense. But I think what was really cool was when we had Lucha Underground, they didn't mind blurring the lines a little bit, and it made sense
for sure.
And it worked storyline wise too. I saw Angelico, I believe his name was.
Angelico.
Angelico?
Yeah. His name should be said just like that.
Damn it, and now I forgot the woman who's wrestling.
Ivelisse?
Yes, Ivelisse. Thank you. Miss Velez.
Yes.
Going against Ivelisse.
Miss Jackson, if you're nasty.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. I watched them have a battle, and it was great.
But they're comparable size.
Yes,
so
and I watched Lita and Dean Malenko.
That is the most disrespectful thing you've ever said to a man in his entire life. That grown man is of equal size to Ivelisse, who is a petite woman, by the way. She's not even a full-size woman.
Yeah, she's buffer than me.
Well, she's ripped, she's shredded, but she's not exactly tall.
But Lita and Malenko having China against just about anyone.
Mark China Henry versus Jericho.
Yeah.
Or Jeff Jarrett.
I hope you guys are not saying that the China thing was good.
I'm saying that it made sense.
Made sense. Okay.
It made sense.
Yeah. You're not critiquing quality here. You're just saying, okay. Because I'm going to shut this whole fucker down if we're going down that road.
It made sense, and whether you were a fan or not, people were fans of China. She was a mega.
No, I was a fan of China.
Like Ronda makes sense because of her background.
Don't paint me as some kind of a fucking China hater right now. That's not what this is.
How about Nicole Bass?
Okay, no, I do hate Nicole Bass. Yeah, I do hate Nicole Bass.
Never heard of her.
You got a problem?
Yeah, everyone had
Everybody
a problem.
had a problem.
Val Venus had a problem with Nicole Bass. Go ahead, Brandon. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, but it just needs to make sense. Like there's ways that it can work, and there are places that should be commended for doing what they do, for blurring the lines, giving us something different than what we are already offered. But I don't think I was about to say WCW.
Yeah.
No, they
won't. What do big boys play?
You're not wrong. They won't.
I don't think WWE should be pressured or should be jeered at for being.
Well, you know it's funny. You know who gets jeered more than WWE? New Japan. They get jeered more often than not. What is this New Japan you speak of?
What happened to the old Japan?
They have been New Japan for like 30, 40 Japan? Years.
Yeah. At some point, certified pre-owned Japan.
The only people that shit on New Japan for not having women competitors as Americans for some oddball reason. Because the Japanese people don't give two fucks. Women's wrestlers in Japan go, I don't need to be in New Japan. Why don't you give Stardom a follow and it'll be almost as good. It will be fine. We're good. We don't need to. We're fine.
But they do that because All Japan had some as well.
Well, that was a decision that they made. New Japan, I don't think feels the need.
Yeah, it's not important.
I mean, they don't have
Future Japan
to.
will have them.
But people get mad at New Japan because at least here stateside, New Japan is like the indie darling. It's like, I don't need to watch.
Which is so fucking sad. Yeah.
It's like, I don't need to watch WWE, which is great. You don't need to. I can watch New Japan World. I've got the app. Great. That's but because you have. But because you have this option outside of WWE, but even they're not giving you everything you want, fuck yourself.
I just think New Japan's in this position now where like everyone used to like wrestling, and wrestling at the time was WWE, and then all these casuals came in and muddied the waters, and now they're like, well, that's all taken care of now. I got this new shiny toy over here now. But even that's getting kind of diluted because half of the roster now over there are white guys too. Mm-hmm. We've colonized yet another country somewhere else through wrestling.
USA! Come on.
I'm into it.
USA!
Shout out to Del Wilkes.
Yeah. My only gripe about the whole intergender wrestling is because I've seen it. I've called it. I've accidentally promoted it somehow through 2KW. We did the whole Stan versus Sonya deal, and which was awesome. It was a lot of fun. But even with that situation, my only gripe is exactly that. That's got to make sense. That's got to make sense because I feel like people talk out of two sides of their face. They'll tell me that it's an act, it's pro wrestling, this is a believable thing, you have to wrap your head around this, but then they'll promote the match as a guy hitting a girl.
Yeah.
That's how the match is booked. That's how it's advertised because it'll be companies. If you're a company that regularly does intergender matches, that's different because that means you have storylines in place. You have talent that shows regularly. Your audience is familiar with the product. When you're an all-guy promotion that rarely every now and then does a women's match, and then all of a sudden your main event is Tessa and Sami Callihan just because they did it on TV the other day and trying to capitalize on the whole guys are better than women deal, then you can't preach to me about the importance of a women athlete when you're promoting the idea that smacking her is the taboo part about this match. The selling point for this match is he's going to kick a girl in the face.
And you want to see how bad it's going to be.
You want to see how she reacts. She's going to crumble down. She's going to fight back. Tessa and Sami have put on a pretty good match over at Impact. Which is the other problem. There's a style difference between men and women. Women can physically do things men can't. Men can physically do things women can't. So it takes, much like every wrestling match, there's got to be a chemistry thing there. And not all the women can wrestle men.
Yeah.
Not all the men can wrestle women. Or should be trusted to, for that matter. Because if you're a girl and you go to the locker room and you're pitted against a guy and every spot he's calling is a scoop slam, there is a fucking problem. And this needs to be dealt with immediately.
I also want to say, because we are four dudes here, and I do think we have varied opinions. I don't think we're all saying just the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But trying to think other than myself right now, I know for the women, most of them, they're training with dudes. When they're training wrestling, they're training with dudes. So for them, wrestling a dude is normal. And I get that. And you should be able to make whatever fucking money you can in this business. You milk it dry because it will damn sure milk you. So if you're gonna go ahead and find opportunities in intergender wrestling, you fucking do that shit.
For sure.
You make your goddamn money. But I don't think it should
make your money, honey.
But
it just has to make sense for me to want to consume it. That's all.
And I just and as someone, as I mentioned, who played the Street Fighter and reads X-Men filled with X-women, go.
Were they X-women? Did they change midway through?
Kylie Jenner.
Caitlyn, right?
Whatever.
Lord.
There you go. You got your trans people mixed up.
And we're canceled.
No, Lord.
Now we're going to get more ratings.
We end at 100.
Nobody eats pod beans anymore.
I proved my point. I got here.
Good round number.
A good, nice round number. It's got 2 zeros. You can put dots in it and make him look like boobs.
No one eats rice with their pod beans anymore.
Yeah. I just realized that I just made a boob joke while we're talking intergender wrestling, but all right.
Yes, it all comes full circle.
It just has to make sense for me to want to consume.
Yes.
That's all.
Yeah.
The phone number again to call in. You can chime in if you're listening to this and you want to go back to a previous topic. You can. We've got a few more. We've got some more time here. But 609-910-0687. Dave Bruno is back with us in the chat room here. There's a few comments here, but not like comments toward what we're talking about. Dave seems to be on his shit. He's nitpicking all of our shit right now. So
really?
Yeah, okay. He's guest number 5 right now. So should the size of the competitors being equal also apply to men too?
I think
like,
so.
should Ray only face guys his size, or is there some reason that it's okay for men to face off despite being mismatched in size? To your point, Dave, Brandon already opened up by saying he'd want divisions.
Yeah.
To keep something like that from happening, to keep the sizes, because to be honest with you, yes, it should apply. Because Ray beating Big Show with a 619 also doesn't make any fucking sense. Now, I know we're doing the whole suspension of disbelief deal, which is why I think the women versus men matches do eventually get over, because if you suspend it enough, it will look competitive and it will make sense to you. Like you said, if you get the right story together, like what Sammy did with Tessa, and just badger her for weeks on, and you're kind of rooting for Tessa to beat the shit out of him at this point, I'm down. It's the same thing here with Ray. He can only fight guys his size. Well, to be fair, in Ray's situation, how many guys of his size in the WWE that's not, before you jump on me, on 205 Live?
Yeah.
Right? Because when Ray first broke in, he was severely undersized. But there is a place for him now.
Right.
Would it be too crazy to put Mysterio on 205 Live?
It wouldn't be crazy to put him on there.
It would be great for the star power aspect of it. I would put Finn on there. I would put Daniel Bryan on there.
Finn's the one I wouldn't.
If you want, I mean, guys like Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano, they're 205 guys. They should be on that show. If you want to make this show a legitimate thing, a brand that people want to watch, you have to send people to. It's the same argument I have about the pre-shows. Oh, I can't believe Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura were on the pre-show. Of course they were. They want you to watch it.
The pre-show.
Thank you.
They're doing the opposite of what AEW does, because for some oddball reason, AEW has a problem here. They put things on the pre-show that make me turn the fucking thing off.
Yes.
They don't put anything on the pre-shows that make me want to watch the fucking... I'm not pining for a job. I don't really care.
I meant the librarian gimmick.
Oh, sorry. With the whole... Oh, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. This librarian gimmick, that match as a whole was a dumpster fire. The Battle Royal, I have a lot of friends, personal friends, that were in that Battle Royal. I've told them the same thing. That Battle Royal sucked. Yeah. It was horrible.
It didn't do anything for anybody.
It turned people away. They don't want to see the rest of it. And when you watch the show's good.
Yeah.
That Battle Royal was before Double or Nothing. If you look at Double or Nothing bell to bell from beginning to end, it's actually a really good show.
Good, yeah.
But you don't get to it.
Nope.
When you put on Michaels Nakazawa and John Jabaley or whatever the fuck.
John Jabroni.
Yeah,
Jabroni.
Jabroni for real. I mean, like,
every
it
now and
doesn't
then
work.
Joe comes in with an ad lib, and it's just perfect.
I need him to be my Ed McMahon from now on. Like, as the show progresses, I've already talked about. We've mentioned this.
Yeah.
For the guys listening, I've mentioned I'm toying with the idea of doing a co-host regularly. The problem is I need that fucker in my house at least once a week. I don't care what day.
What day? Yeah.
Yeah, because we'll film
Saturday.
it. I'll just record it, and it goes up because we're changing the day now to Saturday.
Oh, okay.
So, because I can't, my schedule coming up, there's no fucking way I'm going to be out on Wednesday. So, we're going to be releasing on Saturday from now on, including this episode. This episode, hopefully, everything gets edited out. I can get it up by Saturday night. Yeah. Oh, no, I'll get it up. But will it do the job is the question now.
Blue Chew is not a sponsor.
But, yeah, so we're going to be releasing the show on Saturday, but I am toying with the idea. But we'll get back to that at the end of the show, because I got some things to mention about that as well. Is there a point? You got your pointing finger.
Because I wanted to answer.
I have something to say.
I wanted to respond.
I thought that was the cue for points. He had his pointer finger out.
Point?
I have a point I would like to make. Yes.
I have received an email.
About the weight division.
Yes.
Right.
I thought,
not opposed to it at all. No, I'm not.
With all the championships that WWE has available to grab right now,
right.
I think about WCW, and you had a cruiserweight division. And
you fit WCW in there, didn't you?
Yes, but this time it was intentional. This time
it wasn't intentional, as opposed to before.
But you have your cruiserweight division. WCW had their heavyweight division, and then you could still have someone like Billy Kidman go up against someone like Booker T, if you want to, for your television title, or your United States title.
They're doing that now.
Exactly, that's the thing. Having weight divisions doesn't mean you can't have a guy like Rey Mysterio go up against a guy like Kurt Angle, title. You can have these lightweight, heavyweight matchups, but somewhere in the middle.
You just make them more marquee when they do happen.
Yes.
For sure.
Well, I love the argument that people make when they say, well, the size shouldn't matter because if you got to carry, like Finn Balor is the one where people are like, yeah, he's small, but he's got way more charisma than everybody else. He'd be a great heavyweight champion. You don't need to be the heavyweight champion, not in this day and age anyway, to be a top star of your company. For
sure.
Oh, yeah, name one guy that's not a heavyweight. Conor McGregor. So suck a dick. You can, Floyd Mayweather.
There you go.
There are a lot of sports
Manny
athletes.
Pacquiao.
There are a lot of sports
Pacquiao,
athletes.
yeah,
UFC, some of their bigger stars are not the heavyweights.
BJ
Boxing
Penn for years.
Yeah, BJ Penn. There's a lot of guys. You can.
Boxing's been
in
out of heavyweight
2019. It's your brand. It's not your size.
For sure.
If Finn Balor went to 205 Live and won that belt 7 times and put over a bunch of talent, all you would have is a major superstar on your hands. Regardless of what division he's in, they're still buying the shirts, they're still buying the wristbands, they're still buying the book bags. They have a reason to tune in to 205 Live now.
Mugs, yeah.
And if you think for 1 second it wouldn't work, go back to NXT UK when they ran their first pay-per-view. Finn Balor was on that for zero reason, and it blew the house open. Did you watch the match? The match was dope. So don't sit here and tell me the match quality is going to go down. If anything, it will go up. His stock will go up.
And the star power alone.
I don't need Finn Balor versus Elias for the next 4 weeks. I could do Finn Balor versus an Ali, Finn Balor versus a Cedric Alexander. We can pick some more 205 guys that are currently on the brand, but that's my point. The divisions I'm not opposed to at all because I think there would be some clarity. I think today...
I think Neville did his best.
I think that's what Neville wanted to do. But I don't think Neville was making the case, I need to be the WWE champion. I think Neville was making the case, I'm already a champion. Make this belt mean something.
Yeah,
for sure.
I don't need, I can wrestle the big guys fine, but I'm having the time of my career right now.
Actually, I really enjoyed
Tozawa, wrestling all these guys every week.
That was really good.
We can make this happen. Yeah, so
I just wouldn't do titles for each division because then you muddy up the works.
Right.
Too many titles, not enough care.
Right. Well, but see, you don't need, like you said, you don't need a title for each division. For
sure.
You get a top guy from a particular division to bleed over, like you said, for the TV title, to bleed into other divisions and start making, and all of a sudden you've got mega matchups that you wouldn't normally have. Which is what boxing did for 100 years.
And MMA has done it for a while.
And MMA,
it started out.
I hate to quote Cornette again, but UFC is the best wrestling promotion in the world. No, they are, because they took all of the good from us and put in realism, the real shit, which I don't really still to this day believe that UFC is on the up and up, but at least it appears real enough.
They protect
and the kayfabe is real, right? They're protecting it like we used to back in the day before we decided to just open the floodgates. But that is neither here nor there. Once again, guys, calling in 609-910-0687. I've got some more people to add to my show that they need to get their voices heard, guys.
Yo, this is the absolute Chris Cage, your captain speaking, and you're listening to the 100th episode of the baddest podcast in the land, brought to you by the host with the absolute most, Orsini's Uncensored Mind.
Yo, this is Superstar Whiplash, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind, biatch.
Hey, this is Ray's, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind.
What's up, you dehydrated bastards? This is the social icon Nikolai White, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind. Drink more water.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your favorite referee, Chris Shady Torres, and you are listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind.
Hey, this is the Sicilian Slammer, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind. Capiche?
This is the sexy same black Eric Jaden, and you're listening to the 100, yeah. The 100, yeah. The 100, yeah, episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind. Congratulations, my friend. You are truly, truly a wrestling god.
Hey, this is Brian Idle, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind. This filthy motherfucker should be in jail for the shit that comes out of his mouth.
This is Joseph Von Schmidt, and you're listening to Orsini's Uncensored Mind. But this time, it is the 100th episode. So sit back, enjoy, and listen to what this man has to say.
I love you, Von Schmidt. I love you. I actually we were talking about it on the way over here before the podcast, because we're here to celebrate 100 episodes. Before the podcast, when I was doing all the rounds and I'm making the road, making the
towns.
Making the towns. That's the cliche thing. There it is. Yeah, making the towns, getting the miles in. I'm going show to show. House of Glory might have been the one company that probably did the most for me as far as exposure, but the most fun promotion I ever worked for is Pro Wrestling Academy. That was the most fun because that company gave me the experience in a lot of areas. Because for House of Glory, we worked the same venues all the time. It was the same audience. So, like, once your shtick gets over in one place, you're just over. That's it, yeah. With PWA, I mean, I'm in New Britain, I'm in New Haven, I'm in East Hartford, I'm in all these different places. I got to learn how to work double-decker venues there as far as a ring announcer.
Yeah.
Like, just working the crowd a different way because you've got two tiers.
Two tiers of people, yeah.
And it's not like stadium seating where it rows back, so you can just look forward. You have, like, an upper and a lower, and the ring's right in the middle, and there's like no give. They can't see below them, so it's like I'm interacting. Like, there's so many different experiences. We used to do halftime shows for football games. No lie. So I would do because we would do like a halftime show, and then we would do an actual show. So there was like one weekend, no lie, with PWA, I did like 5 dates. I was paid that weekend, by the way. Hey. That was like one of my big payday weekends. But I was doing 4 or 5 shows a weekend with them. And then the following weekend I got Hog. You heard Brian Idle there from FTW. I was doing FTW, PWF. I mean, I was just traveling all around. I did my own shit in Texas with this guy. So we were doing, I've been in so many places and worked with so many people. And I truly like, one of those kid-like dream type deals where you're like, I wonder if I ever... Because my thing when I got into this business was I just wanted to be one of the boys. That was as far as I
One of us.
Yeah, I just was as far as I thought this shit through. I was like, I just want to be in. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So then I get in, thanks to him and Pete Rodriguez. I get in. And then once I started working, the goal changed. And I was like, I want to be really good. I don't want to just be here now. Like, I want to be really good. So every time I got a chance...
Hold on. I am the him. No pronouns.
Oh, that's right. No pronouns.
I deserve the credit. I, Brandon Lewis.
Yes. Came to my home and recruited me.
He was like, are you doing
and Pete
anything?
Rodriguez.
Well, no, you were the one in my house that pitched the idea of going to FSW. Pete was the one that pitched me at FSW.
Yes.
You were the one that delivered the message to me that I was pitched.
Yeah. You can continue now, but no pronouns, man. You know
no
better
pronouns.
Than this.
That's a commentating no. But yes, so you threw me completely off track here. I wanted to be good. I was like, okay, now I really want to learn how to do all this shit. So like every show that I worked a star with, because more often than not, 9 times out of 10, when you book a WWE guy, a Goldust, or like someone like that who at the time,
Honky Tonk Man,
someone like that, even someone like that, like when you book them to an indie event, they don't really socialize too much because 9 times out of 10, the locker rooms are just marks. They're former fans. They're former fans that just want to take photo ops and hear road stories and just bother the shit out of these guys. Yeah. I would only speak to them in working capacity. So if I'm interviewing, like I would only have like a small amount of window to really talk to them. So I would just pick their brain at what we're doing. So it was like because like Honky Tonk Man is a former WWE superstar. So, I mean, he's been interviewed, Mean Gene, Bobby Heenan.
For sure.
So I'm like, all right, so as the interviewer, where should I stand? Where should I have my hands? How loud should I be talking? Should I be in front of you? Should I be in back of you? And he's responding, and they're going back and forth. The one who taught me the most about hosting and all that stuff, Shane Douglas, is the one that I give the most credit to because he worked a lot, obviously, with Joey in the ECW days. So in FSW, when I started with him, I was the show host. So I did a lot of camera stuff by myself, and then I did interviews. But like when I was doing it by myself, he would be like, stand like this and talk like this and don't use too many pronouns and enunciate your point, meaning like a sentence would be something like, well, this Sunday you're facing homicide. So he would like take that sentence and do this. So he'd be like, this Sunday, you're facing homicide. So up, down, and then so you bring energy to hook him,
dictation.
and then you come down. Right, you come down to let him go up and keep. There was those little things is how I started really getting into the business and really getting attention on myself and doing more shows and working with more people. And to be honest with you, it would help me with the show.
Who knew this was a masterclass?
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
see,
I tell people all the time, and I take my time when I go to schools and I meet kids who are trying to be pro wrestlers and trying to be in the business. I tell them all the time, if you're not picking the brains of the people around you, you're wasting your money and your time.
Yeah,
the worst thing that can happen to you in the wrestling business is time. You never have enough time to do anything.
For sure.
If you're coming into this business as a hobby, fine. I won't judge you. I'm old enough now to not care. That's your life. It's your body. It's whatever you want to do with it. If you want to be a success, this is 24/7. You're eating it. You're sleeping it. You don't have time for your family. You don't have time for your job. You have to have those things, but you're always in a rush. The life of a pro wrestler or being in the pro wrestling business is always rush. You're always off to the next thing. I don't know how many times I would have to do, and I'm not wrestling, right? Like when I was a wrestler, it's a whole different bag of shit. But if I'm ring announcing a 3-hour show, I'm out there all fucking night in this suit, in this lights. I'm a sweaty mess. Sweating it up. It's damp. It's like Saigon in here. It's fucking, it's humid as fuck,
And
right?
you've been there hours before.
I've been there hours before, and I do the whole show, and there would be times where I would be double booked. So I'm doing like a 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock, and I have to drive to a 7 to 10. Right, so I'm there like 11, 12 o'clock, and as a matter of fact, PWA, the worst experience of my life, even though it's the best company, they did a 1 to 4 and a 7 to 10. The 7 to 10 was indoor, but the 1 to 4 was not. It was outdoor
in the sun.
So I'm in the suit,
just blaze.
I'm just marinating.
Roasting.
I'm marinating.
I think I've seen footage of that.
Yeah,
actually.
and so I'm doing 1 to 4, and it's at a different part of Connecticut. So and like another hour drive. So they have to put the truck together and the ring and all that stuff, and then they drive. And so I refused. This is gonna sound gross, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I refused to remove my jacket because I felt as soon as I released my jacket, my essence would release from it.
The old funk.
I would
Release
have the
Kraken.
green waves like in the cartoons.
With that
So I
George
drove
Clinton.
an hour in the car with the jacket on, and I did the whole show, the 7 to 10, with the jacket on. When I got home, because I'm driving now from Connecticut back home, I didn't get home till like 1 a.m. I had to peel that fucker off of. By the way, that suit no longer is with me. That suit was gone after that day, destroyed. But those are the type of things that I'm trying to tell you guys about. Yeah, go ahead.
There are some wrestlers who need to take the same consideration you're talking about and throw out their gear.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
as a cameraman, I could.
Is this really uncensored?
Absolutely. What are the worst things?
Fuck curse words. Let's talk about body odor.
Let's talk about deodorant.
B.O. Yes, no, maybe, perhaps.
Jesus Christ.
No, but I tell people all the time, time is your worst enemy in wrestling because you just don't have enough of it. So always make the best of that time. So every chance I got, I used to work with Amazing Red for 4 years. We had maybe 5 2-minute conversations.
Wow.
I would be in his school. He knows. He was working with me. We barely ever spoke to Red. People. That's why another thing too with this show, I don't name drop a lot on my show.
For sure.
And the reason for that is because I don't need to.
What's the point?
I don't need to.
Yeah.
I'm talented enough on my own. I don't need to sit here and say I'm their friends. That's why LEX was episode 98 and not episode 1.
Yeah.
I forget what lesson that was because I wasn't trying to be one of the boys. But at the same time, there was a part of me that wanted to at least be able to get along with people. And I think the level of respect that you bring to backstage area can help determine, even though you're not
Your respect
one
level,
of the boys, which one of the boys is still going to, respect you back and possibly be a friend outside of the business. You don't count on that. That's not what you get into the business for. But if you show
Just a
your
good
respect,
byproduct.
it's like
If it happens, because
If
if
it
you come in
happens.
here
If it
looking for
happens.
camaraderie, you're in the wrong spot.
no, that is not.
This is work.
Like they say,
This
in,
is a
in-
workplace.
in any entertainment business, you can count your friends
on one hand,
if you're lucky. And for a lot of people, that's how life is outside of just occupation.
You don't have wrestling family ties until it's over.
For sure.
I feel that my biggest successes weren't necessarily as a broadcaster, depending on what you consider success.
Right.
Whatever
Whatever that criteria may
different
be.
for each person.
But I think the most eyes that were on me is while I was doing interviews for 1495 Sports.
Good time. Shout out to Stacy.
And while I was doing that, I was able to, because I'm speaking to the wrestlers that we're interviewing and we're actually engaging in conversation, I actually got to engage in some just normal conversation with some of these people because I didn't have to worry about going over business with them. It was, I'm doing this interview, and then after that, if the chemistry was good, we might actually have a conversation. And that was it. You're not trying to hang around. You have
some people do though.
Some people
they OD.
do.
Some people are like, when we did the Rey Mysterio show, you ever seen like someone holding like a corn dog and a bunch of dogs attacking it? That was Ray's dick at Hog. It was just out, and just everyone was just on the dick, and he couldn't breathe.
I just don't know. Like in my experience, I don't know how anybody has time to do that. I'm usually like, I'm setting up everything
because you're a part of the non-wrestling talent, which is another part that I was actually getting to, because the non-wrestling talent is on from A to Z. You know, the wrestlers, they have their opportunity. If you're a veteran wrestler, you do almost nothing because you've done this a billion times. You know the match, unless you're wrestling some young guy you've never wrestled before. Like if it's two veterans in there, they don't even fucking speak to each other. It's okay, we'll call it out there or whatever. You usually see the young guys now, they go over the whole match, 15-minute match. And they're like, okay, drop kick, and they got the whole thing fucking, and they go over it, over and over it. That's about as much as their work is going to be for that night. Their part of the show is the most dangerous and it's the most painful. Ours is the most stressful. Because we have to go minute, everything. As soon as you're done, I'm still working.
I'm still going, yeah.
It's the same thing with the commentary. You know how hard it is to have energy match 1 and then manage energy match 11? You would know. You do this every day.
I have a sign in front of me all the time that says energy. That I have to just remind myself, because if you're like, for me, because a lot of the equipment that we use sometimes is mine, so I'll bring. So I'm setting up all the audio, like I'm doing all the grip work for a production before that, and then it's okay. I have pre-tapes, or then I have. So I'm there 9 o'clock, in the morning for a 1 o'clock show, and I'm not getting out of there because I have to break all my stuff down till well after everybody's gone.
Right.
So keeping that energy is very difficult.
Absolutely. And we do the work before.
Yes.
See, a lot of fans who want to be commentators, they always tell me all the time, oh man, it would be so fun to call wrestling matches. I said, yeah, but you know what makes it fun? The work.
Yeah.
Because if the show starts at 7, I have to be there by at least 5. Because I need to know who's wrestling, why they're wrestling, what do you do, what's your name, do you have any catchphrases? What's the name of that move you just did?
Yeah.
That song you came out to. Why do you come out to that song? If I don't have the information, if I don't have all the colors, I can't paint the picture.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you out there who are like, who just show up and then just go to the show and just call the moves, you're not doing
anything.
You're not doing your job. Yeah. And if you're a promoter listening to this and this is what your commentators do, fire them.
You're not doing your job.
No, I'm being dead serious about that, because it's one of the things I take very seriously. It's a very, very difficult job to do.
Yes.
And people tell me all the time that they would love to try it and they don't have the commitment for it. You might have the skill, you might have the voice. Do you have the commitment for it? Because if there's 20, God forbid, the worst thing that a commentator can hear, there's 2 words. That is the fear, just the fear in the body of a commentator. And those 2 words are battle royal. Those are the worst.
Yes.
You heard the reaction, folks, when I said that? It's the worst fucking thing a person could hear, because there's no fucking way that you're going to get all the information that you need for that match.
Well, hey, match changed. It's a battle royal now.
Oh, my God. Or Royal Rumble. Because at least that would... A battle royal you can do in like a 10-minute span. When you do Royal Rumbles with the timed entrances, oh, dear God in heaven.
Because no one knows how to tell. It's like everyone forgets how to tell time.
Kerfuffle, my friends.
I got it in. Kerfuffle. He got it in.
I did get it in. I told you I would.
I love battle royals.
I hate them.
I do.
When you're prepared, they're fun.
No. Because
that happens
most of the time.
Oh yeah.
Most of the times, in my experience, they're not prepared. And maybe this is
the wrestlers themselves, right?
And maybe I'm an asshole. Maybe I'm
yes, you are. You can
unprofessional.
stop there.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, mate. But
End
there's
of
more.
topic.
There's so many worse things about myself that I can.
I have synonyms.
But
there's synonyms to this.
But
it's not just I'm an asshole.
But if I have not been prepared for this, if both the promoter, the wrestlers, if this is just a clusterfuck, I will treat your product like that. And I'm behind a live mic, and you can't do anything.
Yes, absolutely. I have been in a situation just like that. I won't name the promotion, but I was in that. Go ahead. You can finish. Go ahead.
But the word that always, the thing that always stressed me out is, this person's not here. We need you to cover this. Because if you're not prepared to do that, you know, that's the thing. You don't get the option of, once you've been trusted of being a broadcaster, your job is many things.
Yes.
I would like to just sit behind the table and do commentary, but sometimes I'm the in-ring announcer, and I was not planning on being an in-ring announcer. I don't even think being, in my experience, being an in-ring announcer wasn't necessarily difficult for me. I just don't like doing it.
Yeah.
And when you tell me I have to do this
Absolutely
now,
hates it.
Yeah.
It's the one time I ever refused to do anything in wrestling. Is because I was supposed to come in to do commentary for somebody,
right?
And they were like, "Okay, now you're the ring announcer." I was like, "Look, I have the sheet. Do we have it? Like, give me time to prepare, get everybody's materials." It's like, "No, you got to go out now. Just wing it." I'm like, "No." That makes your product look terrible. That makes me look terrible. That makes them look terrible. And my job is to
I didn't even get to ring announcing yet. I didn't even get to it yet. The commentator, So
there's so much to say in this topic alone.
Sure.
We need to do this again.
There was a show, no lie, this is the absolute truth. There was a show that I was ring announcing, and I wasn't supposed to be at that show because the show ends at 10 and I had to be at work at 9. So I was like bullshitting over the phone, doing a bunch of shit, and he happened to be in the audience. So I walked over to him and I gave him my index cards and I said, "Is there any way you could buy me just a few minutes, and I'll run to my job and do the whole punch-in deal, and I'll come back, and I'll finish." And he did. I think he did like 2 matches.
I
that
did.
Or something like that.
And I don't know how you're gonna end this, but I'm gonna say one thing. part of me feels like I trust Orsini. He is my best friend. So I believe that he did go to work. However,
I did.
However, the fact that he showed up just in time to do the main event.
Okay, all right,
makes me
I told him I would come right back. I started the show, for Christ's sake.
Oh, Jesus
Christ.
So
I was talking about the commentating deal. I didn't even get into ring announcing. Ring announcing is even more frustrating because you need information. And every wrestler on the planet is a fucking superstar. In their heads, they're a superstar. So
they'll fill a whole index
card.
Good
for that.
There are some people who will give you nothing, and then there was some who have like the scroll comes out and it's like all. It's Apollo Creed Rocky IV. I've had the unfortunate privilege on 2 occasions to ring announce David Starr. And I know you guys have seen David Starr where he has like the whole.
You mean the King of Taunts?
The King of Taunts. He's good at Twitter, all that other stuff. The whole all that shit. And I went through all that with that. But when you do the ring announcing stuff, people, again, it sounds fun, right? You get in there, you introduce the person, they come out. You're not just a ring announcer. There's no such thing as just a ring announcer. You're an MC, you're a host, you're there. You're out there whether the show's going well or not.
You're pacing the
So
entire
if the
thing.
music stops on you, you're out there. If the match isn't ready yet, you're out there. You have to buy the time. You have to.
When the mic doesn't work.
Oh, no, you know how many times
you're yelling at the crowd?
Is this thing on? Hello?
Yes. Well,
Hello?
you know what? I actually like when the mic drops because it gets me over. Because as soon as the mic drops, I'll like do the whole showman. No, I've literally like, I'll give you the example. I think it was Hog. Well, I'm in the ring and it's a big building, so there's like over 1,000 people in this building, and I'm in the ring doing the ring announcing. I think it's one of my default pictures too. Like I'm doing this whole deal, and the mic doesn't just drop; it does the whole "ladies and gentlemen,"
reverb.
And I guess in an attempt to fix it, it just went out.
Nice.
So I did the whole, and the audience goes, "Oh, you fucked up, and I did like this hand motion where like me.
I didn't.
And they
I
were
was
like,
there for that.
And they were like, no. And then you can hear like a mixed reaction of like music guys. So I pointed to the music guy, and they said, "Yeah," and I went, "Man, no." Yeah, buying time.
Yeah.
And I
Turned
every
it to
now
your
and-
advantage.
And what happened was what no one knows.
Lemonade.
Is the reason I threw the mic down. Yes, it's nice, it's a cool little showman deal, boom, 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 but it's near my feet. So I know when the mic's coming back on because I'm
right there,
stepping on
it
it
the whole time.
Right.
So when it scratches, it's on. So I know how much time I have. As soon as I'm doing this, yeah, boo, yeah, boo. I
So
hear,
you don't have to keep checking.
and I hear,
Yeah.
I pick it up, scoop, hey, and we're back, and then no one knows a fucking thing. That is something you learn over time. Most guys, and I've seen this, and it breaks my heart. I've seen the mic collapse on people, and they just stand there, and everyone's heckling and all that stuff, and they just get out and leave. And I'm like, oh my God, don't
I'm
you?
going home.
Because the
Because
pressure,
mostly-
the pressure is big.
I think it's more than that. 9 times out of 10, I feel like the people that come into this business
They're waiting
do
for you
the
to fuck.
job that we're doing,
Yeah.
they don't come from a broadcasting background. True.
No. Well, I didn't come from a background
Exactly.
either. I had
That's
to
the
be
thing.
trained
You
to do
put
this
that
stuff.
together on your own.
Yeah.
A
I'm just
lot of
really good at
people
what I do.
don't learn- Yes. And there's nothing wrong with admitting that.
No, I'm actually at a point now where I'm comfortable saying it because I've seen so many people be bad at it.
And I've
that it
seen
actually
so many.
upsets me.
I've seen so many people bad at it who have the background too.
Yeah,
which is
that's true.
upsetting.
Yes.
That's even more upsetting.
Yeah,
is
we're
when
in
you
your
see
studio right now, so I know you know about that.
When you see somebody who's trained to do this and who goes through the schooling and has all this stuff, and then they just don't know how to put it. You put it's live, pal. Let's go, and nothing. You get nothing from those people. This is the fun part. Doing this, the moment the light goes on, is the fun part. It's only fun if you've done the work before.
Yeah.
This is the reward.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I've had this conversation a few times on my show, and I always try. I try not to lecture, but at the same time, like I said, I'm not from a broadcasting background. I just can do it. Yeah.
I mean,
and when
neither
I
am
had
I.
the right people around me showing me what needed to be done, that's when I got better at it. But I dedicated myself in doing it.
That's
so
the
whenever I
important
tell
part.
people. Whenever I tell we were joking on the way over here because I think Brandon was mentioning pronouns. Brandon was mentioning to me earlier that he doesn't really know too many people personally that would commit long enough to make it to
100
episodes.
Yeah.
But the story of my entire life is commitment. I've been with my wife for 16 years. I did the same job for forever, and if it wasn't for
He eats the same dinner every night.
I love oatmeal.
My dinners
Every
are
morning.
I like 4 things just rotated around. I'm a very routine
guy.
fucking guy. So and what helps me do this, to be honest with you, if you're thinking about doing a podcast, I say go for it, follow your dreams. But what helps me do this is the same thing that helped me do the wrestling stuff. My wife is completely 100% behind everything that I'm doing. So my wife will literally text me, like when I have class at Wednesdays, and I would literally upload my shows on the train, like the J train, so it's above. And my wife will text me at 8:55. Did you upload your show? Did you upload your show?
Yeah.
You should upload your show.
That's great. Man.
No, you don't.
my
You don't know
God.
how important that is, though. Like
More
sometimes
yeah.
you're
That's
just
like
like,
tuna
that's
casserole
driving me
on a
crazy.
Friday,
But
yeah.
if you don't have that support,
Yeah, it
and
falls
someone to
apart.
just kind of like push you, like,
I
hey,
I commend the people who fight through the negativity to get their dreams done because I've never had that. I've never had the negativity. A lot of wrestler stories, when you hear them do documentaries and interviews, they always have that, well, everyone told me I couldn't do it and I proved them wrong. I don't have that.
Yeah.
I've always been surrounded by people, and I always surround my people with think that not only can I do it, what's taking you so long is usually the
Y'all
stuff
should have
that I
been done
used to,
that already.
Yeah, because I've been the wrestling guy up until I met him, Brandon. I've always been like the guy who's like obsessed
the
with
group,
wrestling.
yeah.
The guy in the group, and then we joined up and had our own little wrestling group, and yada yada yada.
And then
But-
it's expanded.
and then it's expanded.
The universe
I'm happy to say that
today.
of that group, me and Brandon are the most successful motherfuckers from that group. We did it. We are
I don't know
here.
if that was intentional, but Steve sounded very much like Mr. Gazoo from the Flintstones.
it was
Yes, Gazoo!
the future today,
Guys, absolutely. This is turning into a Howard Stern show now.
This is the dream.
There you go. We've got one more. I think we've got one more. What number are we on?
We have 2 more.
We have 2 more. Go ahead and hit me with another. Let's get some more people in my life on there. Let's put some more people over. Go ahead.
Good looks, Donnie Brooks here, and you are listening to Orsini's Uncensored Mind, episode 100. Not subscribed yet? That's not a good look.
This is Colossal Mike Law. I want to congratulate my boy AJ Orsini on his 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind. Keep listening, keep downloading. AJ, congratulations. You got to have me back on your show soon.
Hey, hey, hey! It's Nolan Avila here, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind.
This is referee You Call It a Knife Dundee from Kaiju Big Battle, and you're listening to Orsini's Uncensored Mind's 100th episode. Congratulations, bud. Nice hat.
Hey there, this is Stan Styles, the Shake Weight Supreme, the King of Cream, the Pioneer of Pants, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind. That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Xander Demas, and all my freaks and geeks already know where it's at. You're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind.
This is the infamous Ryan Frost, and there are literally thousands of crappy podcasts that are not worth listening to. You found the right one. You're listening to episode 100 of Orsini's Uncensored Mind. Good job.
It's the hippie Dickie Mooner. I just want to say congratulations to my buddy AJ Orsini on 100 episodes. So everybody, just sit back, relax, and chill.
This is the Simply Splendid One, Bobby C, and you are listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind, you plebeians.
Those are some very important people that have been in my life. I wouldn't. This is the fourth commercial we've done so far. We've got one more in the deck here. I made the mistake. And for those of you wondering, man, all these people just submitted this audio to you. No. I did ask, because I think for the most part, people, when it comes to me anyway, I think a lot of people have a problem shilling to me. To put themselves over, hey, you think you can do like a little favor, whatever. So I went to, here's how this normally works. I ask people to do something for me. Let's say I ask 10 people. 2 will get back to me. That's usually how that goes. So what I did was I asked a bunch of people that were very close to me, a part of the whole process. I knew you guys were going to be on the show, but I asked a few people to do some audio for me, just something I could put on the show as like a little tip of the cap for people who've been in my career and all that stuff. And all of them got back. So I had close to like 13 minutes of just raw straight. Like if I put all of them together, unedited, because some of these are actually cut down.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I went like 12 or 13 minutes long, and I was like, okay, we're gonna have to
we gotta
space these the fuck out, because I don't want to eliminate anyone. They took the time to do it, but at the same time, I was like,
a credit to the relationships.
Yeah,
and the name.
yeah, a lot of them were very like, oh, I can't believe you asked me, because listen, could I go into a few emails, drop a few PayPals, and get some real stars on my fucking thing? Sure. But I just asked, and I got Homicide, and there's a couple of other people here that I've worked with that did me the favor of doing one of these things. But most of these are friends, fellow wrestlers and ring announcers and referees that I've worked with over time. Family, I got my sister on here. There was one guy earlier, he said he's known me for 20 plus years. Literally since childhood.
Wow.
I've known him since like single digits.
Shit.
And I used to drive him nuts, because at the time I was the only wrestling guy around. So when I told him about the 100th episode, he was like, holy fuck. And I was like, yeah. You feel stupid now, don't you? Nah, I'm joking. He's a real cool dude. We became dads around the same time. It was really cool, and for him to do that was awesome. He's a sports guy. He's not really into wrestling, so I know he's not listening. But he did the drop for me, which is pretty cool. We're gonna get back into some pro wrestling talk here. We sidetracked a little bit with the road story stuff, but I kind of wanted to leave a section for that, because 100 episodes, you got to kind of look back a little bit and take the ride. But we're going to get back into where that bread is buttered. We got some people listening here, and if you want to comment in, you can go ahead and do so. Don't let it be the Dave Bruno show. Everybody else can come in and say some shit too. If you want to hear your voice, because I want to hear your voice, go ahead and give us a call here, 609-910-0687. I'll say it again, 609-910-0687. If you didn't think that the nostalgia thing was controversial enough, if we didn't get you in the gut with intergender, I got 2 words for you. Chris Benoit, let's get into this for just a second, okay? No, just for realsies, guys. We're going to get into this just a little bit, because I think it goes bigger than just those 2 words, okay? He's the most obvious example, but there is something to the idea. And Steve, you're a sports guy, so you understand this. The conversation when it comes to Hall of Fame, a lot of people, there seems to be a split room. Before I get to the split room, let's talk about the population. 100% of the people who discuss Chris Benoit all are under the agreement he done did bad.
He done did
we
bad.
get that, okay? Everyone, I don't think there's anybody that thinks...
There aren't two people still around that think Kevin Sullivan's responsible?
No. There's a lot of people who... There's a lot of people who still...
It was a devil cult.
Yeah. There's a lot of... The Chavo Guerrero thing didn't help either. There was a scuffle, I swear. But I'm not here to talk about conspiracy theories. Let's talk about fact. The fact is that as of right now, what is public knowledge is he is responsible for his own actions. So having said that, as a whole, because this is the argument you always get from people, oh, what are you trying to say, that what he did wasn't bad? No, what he did was despicable and horrible. 100%. I'm making a circle with my hand right now. 100% of the people all agree with that. Where the pie is split is it relates to the Hall of Fame. There's one side where the people can't get over the bad deed. What he did it ruined everything when it comes to Chris Benoit. I can't get into him. I don't want to look at his work anymore. He disgusts me, blah, blah, blah. On the other side, there's people who say, yes, he did a very despicable thing that was very bad. No bad Benoit. But as a wrestler, I can appreciate his work. As a performer, I can say, yeah, he was one of my favorite. They can separate the two. The gentleman in the room with me, and I'll turn it to the public after we're all done here. Can you separate, Brandon, how about you over here? Can you separate the man from the act? Or the wrestler, I should say, from the act?
I can separate them. I can watch matches on
the network,
YouTube, the network, and that's where the separation ends. I think he was a fantastic wrestler. There were matches that I still want to see. One of my favorite matches of all time was when the Radicals all came and they had that, what was it, a 5-man main event?
Yeah.
A
10-man tag.
The 10-man tag.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite.
That theme.
That's one of my favorite Raw endings ever.
Too Cool, Mick Foley, Rock, and Kane against DX and the Radicals. Triple H, X-Pac, Guerrero, Saturn, and Malenko.
That was amazing.
Poor Perry Saturn.
What a 10-man I just said out loud.
Yeah.
It's like that's such an amazing match. There's no, I still talk about Booker T, Chris Benoit, Best of 7.
Yeah.
There are things that I treasure from my memory.
Yeah.
So yes, I can separate them. But that's where it ends.
Hall of Fame? Yes? No. The act disqualifies them from the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. If the whole business itself is a work, including the Hall of Fame.
Right.
So you have to, if you're trying to create this thing with prestige, even if it's an illusion, because there's no actual hall.
Right.
What?
You don't get...
It's like, what are these tickets I bought there? What the hell is this?
Shit, you don't add the double murder.
Should have known something was up when I was. Should have known something was up when it said Columbia. I was like, what?
Yeah, you don't add the double murder suicide guy to your.
There's no wing for that.
If you do, you have to put it on the plaque. It's
Yeah.
like a Dragon Ball Quest. You got to say the whole thing.
Oh my God! Wow.
It's like, what hat are you going to wear when you go into the Cooperstown? It's like
The Pete
underneath
Rose argument,
in
yeah.
asterisks.
I think if to even attempt it would be stupid. But if you were gonna do it, just like in very tiny letters under a scroll for like the legacy inductees, you just scroll him in.
Just a tiny
just
picture.
very tiny, like font said it too. Just
Like this year's class of the Hall of Fame: Eddie Guerrero, Dave Malenko, Chris Benoit, Rikishi.
Wait. Go back. Did you just say Chris Benoit?
He's in the Hall of Fame, so shush.
Did you just say Chris Benoit? Nope.
No, Stevie Richards is what I said.
Stevie Richards.
No Hall of Fame for Benoit.
No Hall of Fame. Pombo, what do you learn on the whole Benoit deal?
I'm unfortunately, murder is a terrible thing, but
unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. You're right about that.
It's horrible.
It's very inconvenient, that murder thing.
It is. It's horrible.
Fucks a lot of people up.
But
promotionally, it's a bad thing. Yeah, no, you're right though.
That PR was a nightmare.
He isn't wrong. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna be honest.
Where were all the Eddie Press's good press people when that shit happened? Because it was all over the place.
I've been talking too much, and I now want to hear everything Pombo.
But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, murder's bad. But
murder is.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I've heard.
I'm glad you came to that conclusion, Joe.
Population control. But anyway,
don't get political on me too soon, buddy.
What?
Yeah, go ahead.
But man, he had such a great legacy in the ring. I mean, my favorite Benoit moments when he got drop kicked by the Big Show.
Oh shit! Yeah,
when he wasn't the Big Show. But he had
does that act change that legacy? Is the big question.
I mean, a lot of
the legacy's intact. It's an obvious Hall of Fame vote. But
I think he should definitely be in the Hall of Fame. And
you do believe he should be?
Yeah, I mean,
you separate it.
I do, absolutely.
Okay.
Because like I said, it's terrible. I wouldn't do it, but. You
wouldn't.
I wouldn't kill
Wouldn't
you.
Did you just?
I don't know. You said population control.
But I wouldn't do
First of all, I think it's too soon to rule yourself out of murder suicide just yet. You're still young. Give it a while.
You're still alive.
Yeah, all the concussion.
But heaven
They,
forbid I have a shitty episode of Comic Con.
As we sit right now, Amy's 2 dishes away from being in real trouble right now.
She's at work.
No, she's not. She's joining the group.
Shit. She's on my break.
That's why I name dropped her. So she can fucking get you later. Yeah.
Blink twice if you're in trouble.
Amy, you can text me at any time. I don't know if I'm going to come get you because he's a murdering asshole. But I will hashtag you and make sure thoughts and prayers forever.
Thoughts and prayers.
James, I know you're bursting at the seams with this. Go ahead.
Absolutely not.
No?
You can't put him in.
I'm an oddball out.
Well, here's the thing.
Okay.
One,
because the murder.
It reopens the wound for the family and the people who are still there. So
Yeah, because we lost 2 people.
Other
Nancy.
people were affected.
They have to
By
go through
Zach?
that again.
Is anybody left?
Well, no, because you're not.
Okay. All right. Wait. Time out. That was. Is there anybody left? Okay. You
muted.
No, we're not muting you. Turn his volume up. Hold on a second. He needs to explain himself. You do know that there's other members to a family besides husband, wife, and son, right?
No, that's it. Legacy over.
There's cousins. There's aunts. Dry your eyes, you murdering fuck. Hold on a second. Okay, wait. Yes, there are more people. As a matter of fact,
I know.
One of them's trying to be a superstar right now.
Yeah,
Who
great.
elected you?
The people have spoken.
Did Chris get them all? No. There was some that got through the cracks.
Long way to go.
Oh my God! It was Eddie's job to finish it, but he went too soon.
Is he really a crippler then?
Yes.
This has been the best episode I've been invited to.
I just can't do it because the coverage on it isn't going to be about his wrestling legacy. It's not going to be about wrestling. All the press is going to be about the murder. So everyone's going to have to relive that all over again. For wrestling fans, the people who actually give a shit about this, we already know he's Hall of Fame worthy as far as
he was
his
Hall
career.
of Fame worthy that year. 08, he could have gotten as the first ballot then.
As far as his performance, we know that. It does no good to us. Like, what are we getting? We're getting nothing. Coco Beware's in the Hall of Fame. Okay, cool. Like, you know what I mean? Who cares?
Right.
It's for the people who are still not killed, as Joe would say, who are still killed. For them to have to go through that to get
nobody dead.
For them to have to go through that all over again, and the press that it's gonna do, it's not gonna be about. It actually tarnishes his legacy if he gets in, because the conversation won't be about him being a great wrestler anymore. Right. It's gonna be about how could they do this? How could they put this person in there? So again, you take his legacy down another notch. For wrestling fans, we know what he can do. For everyone else, they could fuck off.
Mm-hmm. I think the negativity around Chris Benoit goes a little deeper than just Benoit going into the Hall of Fame, because who goes in that class? Because do you want to be the guy?
Nobody does.
Who is going to be in that class? Like who
Barry
wants
Horowitz.
to be? Who wants to be 2 notches below Benoit being that? Because Benoit would be the head of that class.
We should make it.
Virgil.
Virgil would do it. Yeah,
$20.
He wants that fuck money, baby.
Yeah. Meat
He's
sauce.
gonna be there. Get that meat sauce. Yeah.
I don't know. I think
He would probably say some crazy shit up there too. Like
Yeah,
he'd probably
he would,
make
absolutely.
because he knew Nancy. He'd probably make a few Nancy jokes while he's up there.
Him, Disco Inferno.
Yeah.
You'd have to put in. That'd be a whole heel
Norman
class.
Smiley.
Let me get Mark Merrow.
Norman's gonna get in
Mark Merrow
anyway.
in there.
I think
Mark
Norman will
Merrow.
Wow.
Let me
Who's
get
he
Mark Merrow
killed?
in there.
How's he getting in the Hall of Fame?
Just his career.
Just
He only killed
well, if
that
you
was
listen
the
to him, a
opposite.
lot of people
Sable.
had their hands in that fucking death pie. Go ahead.
Little Richard
or
looking dude.
we could do. We could get all of the personalities of Brutus Beefcake.
Also the disciples next.
Yeah.
Why does everyone goes to the disciple
I go to
next?
the Big
Hey,
Bad
he was a
Booty
butcher
Man.
first. You could get Brutus the Butcher.
Yeah, I remember
You can
that
get
shit, yeah.
Killer Khan. And then
there
we
you
just
go.
had.
Can we have none of them?
Was he a doink?
He's the one person, if I could eliminate from the pro
Dude,
wrestling
all
landscape.
the doinks. Can we get all? Well, except for one, obviously.
Yeah.
Too soon.
Well, no, maybe.
Benoit got him.
Yeah, Benoit got him too, right? Jesus Christ.
He's just hitting them with dinks.
Maybe we should have pre-recorded this because I don't want to get on Benoit's list. Well, there's no sense in that now.
Don't worry. It's one in the
His
pink.
reign of terror is over.
It's one in the pink, two in the dink and stink, right?
Yes. Dink and stink. That's the whole 5 fingers.
Oh, my
two,
God.
and the 1 right there.
Don't worry, it's gonna be
Spocking
edited.
in your finger pumping.
It's all going to be edited to be Stevie Richards later.
Yeah,
anyway.
there's none of this. We live, baby. None of this edited right here.
Edited over. Is Stevie Richards in the whole thing?
Brandon actually, to me, had the best argument about the fact that this being fictitious. The whole point of the Hall of Fame, as far as the WWE is concerned, it's a marketing tool.
Yes.
It's a Raw reunion. It's a 25th anniversary show. It's just something. This is where the nostalgia is supposed to happen. That's the one part of the WrestleMania weekend where you're supposed to trot these guys out and let them get that round of applause and yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
If Benoit were alive, I would put him in. But
with murdering the other ones?
With the murder.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm
right.
with the group of people that I can separate it.
He would likely, especially if he was in prison and he was
I think
being
live via satellite.
I think
no.
But the reason why I would do it if he were alive is because with him here, there's some closure to it. There's something that could have happened. I'm not saying he could have. I'm not saying he could have made up for what he did.
Babyface comeback
But
after murder.
No. But that's what I'm saying. But think about that, because you said that with wide eyes. How many people who have committed murder in our society have come back?
OJ.
I mean, he's in process.
Allegedly.
He's in the process. That Twitter's bringing him back, baby. Have you seen some of those tweets?
Yes, they're great.
That's what I'm saying. There are people who commit crimes of heinous acts, and they don't die in prison. They eventually come out, and they have to live their life somewhat as a normal citizen or whatever. And I'm not saying that he would have been one of those people. What I'm saying is that with him alive, the option is there. Something could have happened. There could have been something along the way. Who knows? Maybe we find out he didn't do it. But there's a lot of options that could have been on the table. Him dead closes the idea of anything more happening after that.
For sure.
And you stating who does it help with him dead, it literally helps nobody.
No one. It hurts.
Literally helps no one. There's no success story of that at all whatsoever. You could have did the whole, even if he did the whole, I was roided and raged out and I was beside myself, and do the whole sympathy card,
concussion,
and then 10 years pass, 11 years pass, and all people forgot Tanya Harding. Everyone's fine. Kerrigan laughs about it. Shit. I'm not comparing the two.
Yes.
I'm
Don't
just
be
saying
those guys out there.
Shit happens and people bounce back. And I think over time, 10, 20 years down the line, they slip him in. As a group,
I think
maybe they put the Radicals in and he gets a ring, like the China deal.
You get one murder card, and Jimmy Snuka has that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Allegedly.
Actually,
because that's my other problem. That's my other
old and can't defend himself.
my other problem. When you
dead.
talk about Hall of Fames, you better be fucking careful when you start playing morality card when it comes to Hall of Fames.
In any Hall of Fame.
Any Hall of Fame. I mean, you want to start taking a look at some of these black and white old-timey ball players from back in the day who did some merciless shit. NFL had a bunch of drug dealers in it. I mean, if you want to play the fucking morality card, we can go down letter by letter with Hall of Fame.
Thank you for the drugs, football player.
Yeah, thank you for them drugs. They extended my career a few years. You want to play the morality card, that's going to be a fucking soft landing for me. I'm sorry. Because if you want to start saying that now Benoit's acts were very, very bad and very, very egregious, but where is the line on that morality deal? Because there are some people. I think you can go a little lower than fucking murder. Murder is pretty bad. I mean,
Jeff Epstein.
Owning a few N-words is pretty bad too. Back in the day, there's a long laundry list, and I don't mean bad because in society we know better. They knew better then.
They knew better then.
They knew better then. Babe Ruth was no fucking saint. There's a lot of fucking people who passed through Hall of Fames
Mickey
and got
Mantle
the big
was a
cheer.
guy.
Exactly. Got the
guys.
big cheers and got the big handshakes and the big car ride down the street. And
then they went home and they beat their wives.
And they did a whole bunch of shit. People who abused their kids, their wives, people who did drugs.
Blue Lives Matter.
Yeah. There you go. But if you want to start playing the morality card when it comes to Hall of Fames, man, I really can't. I can't sit there and fuck with that. We're going to go ahead and play that last audio piece, and then we're going to come back and wrap this baby up.
This is beautiful, Buckley. Congratulations, AJ Orsini, on your 100th episode, brother. And here's to 100 more.
Hey, this is King Ken. And if you're listening, good for you. Because you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini Uncensored Mind.
This is the Champagne Boppy Joey Ace, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind.
This is the ace that runs the place, Ace Andrews, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind.
This is the powerhouse Astro Morales, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind, where everything's uncensored and everything's Orsini.
Hey, this is Penelope Stamos, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind.
Hey, this is Matt Awesome, and you are not listening to the first, the second, the third, the 10th. No, you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind. Congratulations, brother, and to another 100 more.
Yeah, man. You know what it is, Chrissy, and one half of the NYWK. Come think of it. I haven't been on one episode from 1 through 100. Yo, Orsini, fuck you, man.
This is Anthony Cole of BCW, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, the answer to your prayers is here. My name is Ariella Nix, and you're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind.
Yo, this is your boy, that dude, John Davis. You're listening to the 100th episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind. Enjoy yourself.
Hey guys, Orsini here, and I am your host of Orsini's Uncensored Mind. And no matter how many countries I'm downloaded in, no matter how many thousands of downloads I get, I always want to take the time to reach out to the everyman. That's right, it doesn't matter if you work with your hands or work with your mind. It doesn't matter if you drive the school bus or work at your local grocery or you pleasure exotic animals on your spare time. It does not matter to me. I am here to let all of you know that while you do all of those activities, you can be sporting the #1 podcast t-shirt on the market. That's right, the Pro Wrestling Tees store has Orsini on deck. All you need to do, prowrestlingtees.com/AJOUM. Get yourself the official OUM gray tee. Yeah, that was a gray tee that I was going to say there. I think I might have cut my own audio off there, but prowrestlingtees.com/AJOUM. I'm wearing it right now. A little brand support, you know. I should have worn this shirt the first time I came here because I took the bus here. So I was like, I took public transportation. If you noticed, never again.
Never again.
I never did that again. It wasn't horrible.
It just depends on
but
the time
it wasn't
of the day.
pleasant. I don't know. Like, it's this weird purgatory
Do you have
deal.
to go through Port Authority? And
Yeah,
then,
Port Authority. So it's Port Authority bus to like another bus, and then luckily Pombo gave me a ride last time. I only took one bus back here.
I like people in my car. It makes me feel
We're getting ready to wrap all this up pretty soon. If you, hey, you know what? I'm probably going to shut this whole phone thing down. Fuck you guys.
You said
I'm
you
going to
had some
continue
comments.
to. I do have some comments. I'm going to read them right now. Yeah. Elliot Martinez says, I will be wearing my broken arm Benoit t-shirt tomorrow because of this segment, laughing my fucking ass off.
I love that t-shirt, by the way.
Sabat Cortez, Benoit's coming to get you, Barbara. The other one, Benoit was framed, Sullivan killed him. Which is the usual. That's
allegedly.
That's the John 3:16 of the Benoit conversation.
Which I really-
Holly Berry killed and bounced back.
Didn't Brandy?
You can't
Brandy
talk shit
killed
about
and
her.
bounced
She's in
back.
John Wick 3. You can't talk bad about Holly Berry.
And she has a dog.
She's like 50-something, and I would still fuck her.
100%.
I would completely obliterate her. And I've got dick control like nobody's business.
I would risk another child.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, my God.
That's a statement.
Hot take right there. That's your hot take right there. Hot take.
I would risk
another child.
All the shit he said earlier about his wife and kids, and now he's like, I would risk it. Now, he didn't say he would do it. He said he would risk it.
I would risk it.
I've met his daughter's
Risk it
wonderful
like a
people,
biscuit.
and because
Wonderful
they're
people.
wonderful people, why wouldn't he risk having a third wonderful person?
Exactly.
There you go. See? Now
And
That's how you work.
It's 2019. It'd be half Nubian too. You'd be Wakanda forever, my friend.
Progressive won't be my first chocolate swirl.
That's us, swirl. Yeah. He's a chocolate lover. Yeah, I love it. Wow. Okay, so there was one other topic, but it's way too dense for us to get into, I think, because the conversation. No, you're done talking, my friend.
Wait, my mic's.
I'm not going to mute you, but you are on timeout.
Well, he did say dense.
Kate Hudson, right now. I love you, but I don't have to like you.
Oh man.
Okay. So we still have a few people listening on the stream, which is awesome. I want to thank you guys again for chiming in. 100 episodes is a pretty big deal for me, man, and I'm enjoying this. This has been a great show. Thank you guys. This has been a great show, and as I've learned from the previous live shows, I always leave the studio with this incredible high, right? And then, like, I have to go home and, like, do dishes, and it fucks, like, the whole...
Isn't that the worst? Dishes and folding laundry after you've done something awesome just reminds you how much of a miserable nothing you are.
The sad part about doing these episodes is, like, I'll do an episode, even if it's not live. Like, if I do, like, a really hype episode, and, like, I post it, like, the next day, I'm, like, feeling really good about that episode. The thing about doing weekly episodes is you got to get back into the fucking chair and do it again.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, how can I be better than the last episode, you know? I've been doing like we did a Marvel deal with the MCU. That was my longest. We were in my house 3-4 fucking hours doing that.
Yeah.
And all lined up because we literally went movie by movie.
He thought whether he knew it or not, because I don't think it was the name was there yet, but he was prepared for this to be like a lightning round. We're gonna name
something
the movie,
similar,
say
right?
How you feel, almost like a name association.
Sure.
But you just invited me, and I hog all the mic time.
And then you looked at him and you went, "You think this is a fucking game?"
Yeah. So I had him and my wife was there, and we just normally what I do is I film all the way through, and then I chop it down to an hour, maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But I realized that there were so many movies and we had so many things to talk about that it ended up being literally like 3.5 hours.
Oh wow!
So what we did was because we did because we did all 3 phases of the MCU, I chopped them up by phase.
Oh, smart.
So in celebration of Endgame, I put 3 phases out. So it was the same episode. It was 86. It was 86A, 86B, and 86C, and they were put out throughout the same week, so it counted as one episode.
Okay, because I was going to say, wouldn't that make this 103?
No. It was all paced. It all came out the same. It was like Friday, Sunday, Wednesday.
The fact that they're different episodes doesn't mean that they're different episodes.
No, they were just separate parts of the same episode. I released at different times,
so
like
it's
the
Garden
digestible.
State Parkway. There's like exit 46.
I also
A and B.
I also wanted to do it so we're like. Because I think, and I've done this when I listen to podcasts, because I listen to podcasts too. Whenever I click the link and I see 3 hours, I don't know if I'm that fucking committed.
It
like,
really,
even if it's someone really interesting, I don't know if I have 3 or 4 hours to sit here and talk about one topic.
Only the low hop station on YouTube, I can go to sleep to that smooth hip hop sound.
I do too. I use that to study, by the way.
8 hours of that.
Right. So what I did was when I cut it up into 3 phases, the first phase was only like an hour. And then the second phase was like an hour and change, and then the third phase, because it's so fucking big, was like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And we ended it by doing like little predictions for Endgame and stuff like that. But the way that it's spaced out, and I thought to myself, if we chop them lower, I'll get more views out of them. And it's so funny because I have people who downloaded A and C and not B. And then people who downloaded B and C but not A. And the reason I was giving is because I didn't care much for the first phase. So it's like I wanted to hear your opinions on the shit that I like.
Okay.
So it's like 2 or something like that.
Thor Dark World.
You should hear my critique on Ragnarok, but that's neither here nor there. I think everyone agrees that Dark World was not that great, but Ragnarok, oh my god, everyone loves it, and I fucking hated it.
I thought Ragnarok was fantastic.
I you can go. Too. Everyone who liked Ragnarok can go up their nose with a rubber hose. I don't really care at that point.
Well, do you have one? Present one.
I have a nose, and my hose is not rubber. But
pull your hose out.
Uncensored.
That's how we celebrate 100. Put your dick on the table.
Put your dick on the table.
Show them the big dick. I was telling my wife the other day. I said, they're doing studies. We're trying to figure out scientifically if sex with me is sex or just hysterectomies over and over and over again.
Oh my God.
Duke University is doing a study.
That's a big dick joke for anybody who did not get that.
Yes, and my wife has to agree to it because she's my wife and she's mandated by law. She
Yes.
has to say that I have a big dick. She has to.
Well, she's your
I wonder if I can tell Amy.
She's my point of reference. Yeah. Well, no, 100%. Yeah, she's definitely.
I keep telling my girlfriend not to.
Yeah, word.
It's small. It's the tiniest thing.
Oh, you're trying to lower expectations?
His penis is that underdog champion firing up.
It's Mo Kushla.
He's the Rocky Balboa of dicks.
I am a grower, not a shower, and even the growth is disappointing.
Oh,
so it's why lie?
Why lie? That must be a great bar opening line. Baby, I'm going to get you to where you need to be. It's just going to take a few Ubers to get there.
You're going to have so many regrets. You're going to have so much fun before you get to regret.
But that's a good line to the girl. You'd be like, hey, listen, after sex with me, you're going to have all the laughing material you need with your girlfriends. You're going to be good to go.
If you guys like comedy and you guys like hip-hop, check out, and the name some of you might know, check out Lil Dicky. If you don't know who Lil Dicky is.
I know who Lil Dicky is.
Check out.
We're laughing because we just made a bunch of dick jokes.
Let me freak.
So it's a great segue. Yeah, little dick jokes. Yeah, well, his little dick at that moment.
Not, I'm not co-signing on mine.
Like, hold up.
The micro.
She's sucking the cock.
Huge balls.
American penis.
Do you just rest it on it like a
very
float?
manly set of testicles, if I can go ahead and just say that.
It's like little frog on a lily pad. Just
Looks like it's a Saudi wearing glasses and sunglasses.
Oh my Jesus. Not me, my friends. My wife's cervix looks like a broken iPhone.
Nice.
Wow. That's what that shit is.
Nice.
But you don't get to 100 with the micro stuff, baby.
And you don't get to be 36 with no kids without being able to reach. That's why I don't have
okay.
kids.
That's what it is. It's a connection issue.
Yeah.
That's what it is. All right.
Yeah.
Connect.
Makes pulling out a lot easier, right? Because by the way, for the record, I've said this on the show before, but now that we're live and we got new listeners, I'm a pull-out Hall of Famer.
Oh,
because
actually, me too.
Well, if you think about it,
if I got a mold,
wife is watching and listening.
No, she's not. She's still.
I don't know if she's still here.
No, she's got to be back.
I knew when she came in. It doesn't tell me when they leave. It tells me when they come in.
Oh.
Wait, what happened?
Phrasing.
Yeah. We're still doing that. We're still doing phrasing. So this has been an amazing.
Oh, my mom's watching. That's
your
good.
mom's watching. Oh well.
Hi, Mom. What's up?
Hey, Mom. I'm married. You can't take a ride on this Space Mountain, Mom. But I tell you this: you have a wonderful son, and I'm so glad you taught him that murder was bad. Thank you so much.
I like how he said it like it was a
revelation.
revelation.
I'm snitching right now, Mom. If you weren't listening,
No, she texted me about that. So it's all
she
good.
did text you about that. She was so proud, right?
She
Good
was,
job,
she
Joe.
was. She
Murder
was.
is bad.
Yeah.
You tell these heathens in their sinful ways.
Yep.
She has been waiting over an hour for her
By
son
the way,
to get a word in, and it was murder is fine.
Mrs. Pombo, your son was about to put a murderer in the Hall of Fame.
She'd be fine with that. She liked Chris Benoit.
I'm pretty sure she'd be
She
okay
loved
with
Chris
that.
Benoit.
She loved him.
Cripple me, Daddy.
Yeah. You know, not for nothing, Nancy loved him too. So
She
I'm
did.
just saying.
She did.
I'm just saying.
And his boy loved him too. Like,
Well, that's probably how.
Do you think him and Eddie had a thing?
I've tried putting my son to bed. I can see how that begins. So, all right. It was just there's a lot of different topics we could hit on that, but this has been an amazing experience doing the show. I'm telling you,
I'm not even drunk.
I know I'm gonna be drunk after this. I promise you. But I've gotten a chance to talk to people on this show with interviews. I've gotten a chance to do interviews and sit down with people, and I've actually learned things about because the people who sit with me are like not just professionals but friends of mine. So like when we start divulging into the personal stuff, I start learning more about. I'm learning more about them on the air than when we were just sitting around smoking or drinking or whatever the case may be back in the day. Because I don't do those things now. I'm a responsible, mature adult.
When you say smoking, it was cigarettes, right?
No, not cigarettes. That's
No,
bad
it's
for you.
totally
I'm talking about the marijuana. The worst habit I ever had in my life was smoking.
Really?
The cigarettes. Yeah, I did it for 10 years.
Wow.
And then I woke up one day and just said, nah.
No.
No, literally, it just happened
Same
like that.
thing?
I was just like, nah.
Wow.
Same thing happened to me. Got
It
out
was
of
my
the-
wife's. I forgot what number it was. One of those birthdays. 16 years, guys. Sorry. It was one of those fucking birthdays. It was like 08. It was an 08.
Okay.
So whatever
Okay.
age she was in 23. There you go.
I think my worst habit was masturbating with no lotion.
There you go. First of all, that's disrespectful to the dick. You don't do that.
No, that is training a survival cock.
To
To survive under any conditions.
If she's not lubing up all right, that does not stop his party.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm
Chafing?
sorry.
What's that?
Yeah. If my dick's not red in certain spots, I'm just not doing it right.
Where's my dick is like an otter box.
Where's that itch? I need that talcum cream and that powder over here. That's how I get going. Yeah, we have to stop talking about your dick. This is the most I've ever. This is the most I've ever talked about your dick anywhere, let alone live on the air.
Yeah.
Talking about
With Joe's mom.
You know, I feel
with
like
Joe's mom,
So I've been
who's now well versed in your dick, by the way.
She's gonna call you, by the way.
Joe's mom is well versed.
You know, she wants to get more versed.
Whoa.
Stop it. She's actually a fan of comic conversation.
Yeah, she
I'm
is.
a big fan of
Not anymore.
Yeah.
That's not gonna stop my
Well,
mom.
we need to start.
She's got a darker sense of humor than I do.
No,
so.
but
She has a much darker.
No, but
can't be darker than yours.
It is.
It
I've
is.
been
Oh, boy.
on
It's a fun
4
house.
episodes. I feel of
Yeah, you've been on a few. Yeah, you've done some round tables.
not counting the 3 that were separated.
No, it's
That's
one episode.
That's
That's one episode.
That's one
Yeah,
episode.
She did 46.
But
I just spread out the goodness.
but I don't. But I'm actually pretty decent verbally when I don't really live up to the uncensored part of the uncensored mind. So I'm making up for it all right now.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
definitely.
there
Yeah,
you go.
definitely.
There you
You're
go.
catching
4
up.
episodes
All right.
full of cock jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all my cock.
Who knew such a small dick can go so far?
He's come a long way.
Oh, speaking of which, and this is the
He
last
gets
dick
fit
thing.
in the hole.
I got one more thing about dicks, and this is the last thing about dicks, and I have to mention this because I did an episode a few weeks back where I told this story about me walking down the street. This is literally going to be the last thing I say on the show, so this is going to be. This is how we're moving forward, folks, because I am trying to wrap this up, but. So I told a story a few weeks ago about me going to the corner store, and I'm walking down the store, and there was a mom and 2 kids.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one. Yeah,
where he
yeah.
like dug into his pants and slapped the shit out of the kid. Okay,
yeah,
that was a really bad story,
Right.
considering that it was 2 kids. So I thought to myself, it can't get worse than that. Well, yesterday it got worse than that. So here's what happened.
I
here.
really,
that
Brandon's
down
face
under
just said,
story.
The down under story, the from under, right?
From down under.
So we have one. I have another one, and this is all legit. I can't make these things up. I'm good. I'm talented. I'm creative. I'm not this smart. This is real. Okay. So I went to. Actually, it wasn't yesterday. We did a water park. My wife and I on Saturday. We did a water park, Crystal Springs out in New Jersey.
that's where you went wrong.
Yeah. No, it was actually pretty. Hey,
It's one of the better ones.
Oh, wow.
You were familiar with it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's designed for my kid. He's 4. He gets on everything. It's
Okay.
perfect for him. We don't have to worry about heights and shit like that.
Gotcha.
So we go, and you change the locker rooms and blah blah blah. So I go to the restroom, because everyone, I'm not the only one here. Everyone ones, but no one twos. Come on,
Yeah,
inside
yeah,
the door.
absolutely.
So I go.
Yeah,
That's just. Hey, look at this guy. Don't
Unforgiven rule,
fucking
man.
make that face. You
I
judger.
shit everywhere.
Oh, it's the other way. Okay, I thought you were gonna try to tell me you don't TT in the poo poo.
No, I absolutely poo poo in the TT.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not going swimming with you anytime soon. So I go to the restroom, right? I'm doing my thing, and I'm doing my number 2, right? And that's not where this story's headed, but follow me on this. So
From dick to cat poop.
you've been to the restrooms over there, right? So so when you come in, you wash your hands, there's mirrors and all that stuff. So for some reason, a guy came in with his son. I came in by myself, and another guy came in with his son.
Okay.
The 2 kids used the urinal. These kids must have been, I don't know, 8 or 9.
So it was everywhere.
They're taller, but so it was probably everywhere. The 2 gentlemen, for whatever reason, went into the stalls. Okay?
Yeah.
So the 2 kids are urinating in urinals right next to each other. And I'm washing my hands, minding my business, doo-doo-doo, playing my Idle Tycoon on my phone, right? And I can see the one kid, I guess for story purposes, there's one kid that's black and one kid that is white.
Okay.
And this is important for a reason. So I'm washing my hands, I'm looking over at my phone, and I peer over, and I notice that the black kid's peeing, and he leans over to the white kid, and he goes, "Your pee-pee is small." And I immediately, my chest got... No, I didn't leave.
You full on laughed, didn't you?
Oh, no, I didn't laugh. I just I did one of those... Like one of those things, like one of those inside laughs.
You caught yourself.
And I like my chest got warm. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like it was just a weird moment. And the white kid leans over and he goes, "Yours isn't."
Oh man.
And that's where the conversation stopped.
Okay, that's
so
good.
I was like, okay, this
All
is
right.
weird.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they know each other.
Oh.
because they came in at separate times.
Just random.
So the black he just randomly says this.
Self-discovery, man.
Dear New Jersey, put up
they
the fucking
finished
blockers
peeing.
in the store.
They finished peeing. Now, to be fair, I'm done already. I washed my hands, but I cannot leave this.
You have to see what.
I have to see where this goes because
this abortion
he
end?
said this loud as fuck. It echoes in the. It's a small bathroom. It echoes. None of the adults said anything to that question.
Really? So
No,
the
it was just
dads
like
that were-
not one adult said anything. The one kid leans over and goes, "You have a small pee-pee," and the other guy leans over and he goes, "You don't," right? And that's where it fucking ended. But something told me this is not where this is going to stop. They're going to say something else. So I already have my phone out. Like I said, I'm playing Idle Tycoon. I'm doing my thing. I'm updating. No, I'm not recording anything. I'm not. Well, no, I don't need I don't need that on my phone.
Man.
No,
That's it.
I'm just playing.
That's New Jersey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
playing the
The end
game
of
to
the
keep
age
busy.
year.
And
You thought the bet
because the only reason to be in the bathroom that long is to be on your phone. So I'm on my phone, and they both go over. They're washing their hands. They're drying their hands, and before they even leave, the white kid turns over to the black kid and goes, "How can I get my pee-pee to be that big?"
Wow.
Which is a very awkward question.
Yeah.
But without skipping a beat. I don't even think he fucking thought about it. I think he just fucking said. He goes with his hand, and now you can't see with my hand motion, you have to tug on it. And he did like this hand motion going down, and you can't, there's no video, so I'm going to describe, it's not an overusual jerk like this. His hand was underneath, like he's maybe 9.
He's cradling.
Maybe 9. So I think the first 2 fingers were to include the nuts. I think he's doing the whole bow tie. I don't know if it's just the meat shit. Yeah, just like that. And he's doing the motion as he describes it. He goes, I think you need to tug on it like that. And the kid goes, "That's it? Just tug on it?" He goes, "Just keep." Like he's giving him sound. This is the most casual dick conversation
had by
for 2
8-year-olds
people
in the
under the
bathroom.
age of 10 I have ever heard. It was a
How
very
many conversations
mature.
have you heard of?
Very few dick conversations. I can probably count on one hand. More than one. And the Famunda slap wasn't even a conversation. That was just revenge held like a gangster. This was a mature dick conversation between 2 bad advice, but he was sure of it when he said it.
Yeah,
he was just
knew,
like, yeah,
like,
it was
he
just,
the
you just need to do a jerking motion like this, and then that's it, all the way down,
And
just
this
like
is
that.
how 100 ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave you with that thought. Remember, guys, if you want to, hey, Brandon, if
there's
you need
hope
a
for
bigger
me.
PB, you just got to, and she can't do it for you, that's cheating.
Yeah.
Handle your own problems, be a
And
man.
you know what? I never underhanded it.
Yeah. Now all those people, I've never tried that technique either. I was so weirded out by that. You can tell he's figuring shit out by himself because that's a basic fuck up. That's a rookie move. He doesn't know to come around at the base yet. He's just
figuring it out.
all this meat and no idea what to do with it. He's just like, I just know that it goes to the kneecap. I don't know what to do after that
At
part.
8, that's impressive.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I would have made it really cool if instead of saying you don't, if he'd have just looked at his chef and just did the Wakanda Forever thing. It would have been. It
just
would have
walked out.
It just fucking walked out. That's
Say
it.
a word.
Just walked out, and then like on the parking lot on the way out, you just see them like nod to each other in the distance. Great cock, man. Great cock. Something about the respect of another man just going, that's a nice dick. You've got a nice dick. I'm not gay. I don't want to do anything with it. It's just a nice dick. You should be proud of yourself.
I can't wait for the next 100.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do 101's not going to top this. But anyway, maybe I'll find some, maybe I'll talk to some people and get some new dick jokes for later on in the thing. But this has been an amazing experience. I'm tapped out. I'm done. I'm ready to go home and drink and do all kinds of carrying on. I hope New Jersey Transit will let me. I got to take this fucker home. So I got to go. Usually when I head home, I avoid Manhattan. There will be no avoiding today. No avoiding it. He's here on my request, so I must Uber him home. Tis the agreement.
For free.
Yeah. 100 episodes, guys. Thank you so much for supporting the show for as long as you guys have. For a long while, I really thought to myself, like, how much longer can I really go with this? Because I've got so many other things to do. I'm almost done with actual school. I'll be a physical educator soon enough, so who knows exactly. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll be a physical educator. And I know that isn't really the best thing, considering I just did like 5 whole minutes on little kid dick jokes.
And
so
murder.
And well, no, you did the murder, so don't accessorize me into that shit, okay? I agreed to I agreed to the Hall of Fame, but
is an elected district leader.
Formerly, I voted out.
Formerly, well, thank God for that. Jesus Christ, Mount Vernon did themselves a favor.
No.
Hold on.
It would have been better with me.
I'm trying to promo my way out of this thing. If you can not include me in your fucking malicious intent over there. Thank you guys for following me for as long as you have. Thank you guys for supporting the show. It's been a blast doing 100 episodes. I really didn't intend to get to 100 episodes. I just keep doing it because I do routine shit. This is just what I do. I don't know. So I'm obviously going to be doing more interviews as we lead up. I'm going to be introducing more talent to you guys. We're going to be doing a lot more gimmicks. The lightning round, as Brandon brought up earlier, has actually been kind of a big hit. The 15 topics, 3-minute rant thing. So I'm going to be doing more themed versions of that, not just pro wrestling, but different topics and stuff like that. So we have a lot of room to play with stuff. If you guys have any suggestions, who you'd like to hear, what you'd like to have discussed here, like we did the 5 topics today, and I had a lot of shit pitched to me. And believe it or not, like, you were a little scoffish, but Benoit was pitched a few times.
Really?
Yeah, Benoit was. People were like, "Well, how do you feel about it?" I mean, if you follow Pombo, you're pretty cool with just about everything here. So we all put all those thoughts out. But thank you guys so much for everything. I have to do another special again actually soon because October would make 2 years.
Wow. 2 years. That's crazy.
I have another 3 months before I get to get another milestone for 2 years. That would be even crazier. 2 years, I want to do my idea, dude. We need to do this live with the audience. The original plan for 100 is I was going to do this in front of a live audience.
At a bar or like something.
A bar type of deal. And we just couldn't get it figured out in time. And it was my fault.
With 3 months preparation.
Yeah, with 3 months, we should probably be able to do it. And I got a whole lot of special guests lined up for that. Not necessarily to just be on the show. I think I'm going to do like one of those deals where it's like a rotating deal of like just different voices on the show. Me and you all night.
Throughout the thing.
Me and you all night. But then like different voices. Like
guest spots.
Because LEX said they want to do it. And like they have friends who want to stop by. So
that's what we call in the business a tease.
Yes, so keep your eye out for that. But 101 will be here. Now remember, again, this episode goes up on Saturday at 9 p.m. And we will be releasing them every week at 9 p.m. You're on camera, so they can actually see you giggling. No. As opposed to just the scoffing on the microphone. And so we're going to be doing it every Saturday now. Again, the shirt, I plugged it, guys. There's a lot of stuff going on. Brandon, actually, you, Pombo, Comic Conversation, where can they find that?
You can find the wonders of Comic Conversation on tobeseen.com if you prefer to visit a website and view it without the ads and frustrations of YouTube. You can also do it on
YouTube. It's To Be Seen Com. That is the channel.
Yep. Yeah, tobeseen.com. I have that commercial.
No dot. Just To Be Seen Com. No dot necessary.
Excuse me. Sorry.
The website is tobeseen.com.
You have your own thing going on as well, Belly of the Beast.
Yes.
Bob,
yes.
what's up with Bob?
Oh, Bob the Beast. That's our.
I love that logo,
mascot.
by the way. Yeah. That shit is awesome.
Is that a food show? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
That is a restaurant show. It's very local. So if you live in New York or you plan on coming to New York,
a lot of people come visit New York.
From New York.
But we
not on the mic.
Sorry. where we go to restaurants in New York, me and my girlfriend, and we just talk about food the entire time.
Nice. You didn't mention food once here today.
No. I mean, well, we
talked about your dick aplenty, but you didn't mention any food.
Dick aplenty.
Well, we did talk about From Under Cheeks.
It's gonna be 3 indie guys by the end of the month. Go ahead. Coming to the ring,
but
literally.
Yes, but we also have some very cool events. We are going to a Wizards Brunch in August.
I'm sorry, what?
Wizards Brunch.
Is it a Harry Potter thing?
So there is a special event that is being hosted by the Wizard Brunch Group. They go around the country.
Okay, I'm out.
That'll be on August 16th, and we will be served food as if we are in Hogwarts. It'll be
Hogwarts. Harry Potter thing.
There will be magic. There will be special effects and food. Most importantly,
food. I can't wait to hear that. Are you guys gonna do the whole like SNL was like? It's a beautiful spread here today.
Oh no! Like I'm a little
sweaty balls. Because your girlfriend's kind of like lively.
Oh, I think that I do a tremendous job as the host, setting her up to just go ahead and just run with it. Because she has tons of energy.
You guys are the commentating team from Dodgeball. It's like, Pepper needs a new pair of shorts, man.
ESPN ate the Ocho.
Steve,
we just did our 3rd episode. Very happy about it.
Where can they find it?
You can find us on Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Belly of the Beast. Just look us up. If you're friends with me on Facebook, I will be sharing constantly because I don't care about making Facebook statuses. So if I'm going to do anything, it's just plug my shit.
His Instagram story is awesome too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Steve, what you got going on, man?
August 11th, Capital Wrestling heads to Nashville, Tennessee.
Can you possibly follow Smackville? Can you?
Yes, absolutely. Because it
awesome, good answer.
Wasn't that good? We'll be there in support of Wrestling with Innocence for the Adam Brazil Innocence Fund. He wrongfully convicted. He was let out of prison once there was no physical evidence, and then once again the judge overturned that original decision, and he's back in prison. So we'll be there. Scott Hall and Kevin Nash will be signing autographs. Jake Hager, the former Jack Swagger, will be working.
The undefeated Jake Hager.
Yes, he will be working Capital Wrestling taping. Tons of stuff there. And also every Monday night, Brooklyn Versus, which is a sports game show, kind of like PTI, Around the Horn, stuff like that. You can check that out at gobridgeside.com. Mr. AJ Orsini has been a alumni on that. Not in its current format, but in the previous format.
Yeah, man, I want to come back. I can talk sports.
Oh, yeah.
Pro wrestling and baby dicks are not the only thing that I know about.
and murder.
And murder. Well, apparently my morality is in question.
Wait, hold on.
No, we're done. We're done. All right, guys. So thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading. Thank you for enjoying. And of course, thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading. And thank you for sharing. See, I am sober. We've just been talking for a lot.
It's just that murder.
Thank you for enjoying, guys. Episode 100. Thank you guys so much. I can't say it enough. So thank you guys, and check out 101 next week, y'all.
100 episodes, now pay him.
And make sure that you buy my husband's t-shirt at prowrestlingtees.com/AJOUM. Please, he needs this.
Listen to my daddy show. He's the best, so I don't know.